Naruto fandom. It's really, really big. These are the podcasts of the NaruSaku fan club. Our mission? To explore strange new ideas, to seek out intelligent fans, open-minded communities, to boldly go where no one wants to go.
Free prosperity. Something. That's for life again. As always, with the captain, sir.
And I am the ship's doctor, LKNMJH, also known as Steve.
Engage! For life. Mr. For life. Mark 4, please.
Mr. Sulu. Pull up.
I can't try to go over, but I'm just still laughing right now. Sorry.
Anyway, welcome to the podcast. You know who I am. You know who these guys are. You know what we're here for. So listen up and better pay attention because we're only going to say this once.
Oh my god.
Anyway, what's up, fellas?
I'm good.
Amazing. Let's go.
Fighting a cold. Or somewhat of a cold. It's not really much of a cold anymore. Just a cough and a stuffy nose.
So we got this chapter this week. 654, right? 654?
Yeah. 654.
654. So we got 654. Not much to talk about this week. We also got questions. At least I got a question. For life, you got any questions?
I'm gonna get one now.
Well, we're gonna wait. We're gonna do it after the show. But I'm saying, you got any questions later?
No, not at the moment. That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna get one now.
Okay,
So
but I got one, so we'll get into that one. We got I still got questions through YouTube, but anyway, yeah. Yeah. Oh, by the way, thanks Google for the fuck up that is the YouTube now. Now I can't get any messages. Yeah.
But on the plus side, we can write fan fiction in the comments.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can write my novel now.
So, if any of you still listen to this podcast, if you want to send me questions, you now have to go through my Yahoo account, which is NaruSaku FC at yahoo.com. Remember that, NaruSaku FC at yahoo.com. If you have any questions, if you want to come on the show, or if you just want to see how things are, shoot me an email there. I'm always checking it. I don't get many emails because I'm forever alone, but yeah.
Don't say it that way.
But I don't. I mean, it's so empty. I'm getting spider webs on it.
Just don't send complaints, though. He gets enough of those as it is.
Yeah, I get enough Narahina fans and Sasasaka fans up my back end because they don't like my opinion. How dare you, sir, insult my fandom?
Gasp.
Well, thank God I live in a country that allows this freedom of speech, you know?
Yep.
So. Anyway, let's get on to the chapter, shall we? 654, 654, what we like to call the TNJ. Now, before we start, I'm going to say that, again, this is actually a TNJ that I actually like. This is actually one that I think is really good.
Uh-huh.
I think it was necessary. We've this fight with Obito has been going for, what, almost 2 years now?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, so it's been a long fight. It really hasn't been a fight that's only lasted like a few chapters and then Naruto just TNJs them to death. This actually has been a long fight. So I think this TNJ is actually good.
Although in universe, this fight's only been 2 days and already he's talking to the enemy. So do that of what you will. Do that with you.
Well, as
do that what you will.
As Green Day used to say, do you know the enemy? The enemy. You gotta know your enemy. Rahe.
Uh-huh. So in our first panel here, we got Obito about to shake. What it seems like he's about to shake his hand when when, lo and behold, not that this was surprising, because I bet among this with my friends, and I received a nice $300, he chokes him. Yep. Just straight up chokes him.
I'm choking you in my imagination.
Choke slam! Choke slam! I thought he was gonna pull a
Wild Driver.
I thought he was gonna pull a Pain because I forgot Pain did a choke slam. I was like, "What's like Naruto now with wrestling?"
We got not in the anime though. We got Looney Tunes in the anime.
Well, yeah, there you go. Yeah. Oh no, that's Woody Woodpecker. I'm sorry. I don't know what Daffy Duck will make. No, that's Sylvester.
Haruto Seiyan. Hiaga Seiyan. Haruto.
Fire.
It's not that he has to shoot you now. It's that he doesn't have to shoot me now. Well, I demand that he shoots me now. I demand that he stabs me now.
Oh man.
Okay. Anyway, we got him. We got, Obito choking. I don't know. I didn't know that Obito was into this thing, but he's choking out Naruto. I'm not joining your side. I love the dark side. They have cookies.
Yeah. And then Naruto goes like, I said I saw it clearly. If you think so, then BAM! Stop picturing yourself as a Hokage.
Yeah. Stop having dirty fantasies about Ren.
You fool!
I was in your mind. I saw them all. You sick man. He's a pervert.
And then as Obito is recoiling from the attack, he strangely sees himself in Naruto's place. And then we...
What's that? Parallels? Oh, wow. We always thought that since Obito was an Uchiha, he's a parallel to Sasuke. Even Obito sees Naruto as Obito.
Oh my god.
Obito parallels himself.
Yep.
Seriously, it's that freaking obvious. If you had... okay, I understand that people do not like parallels. I understand that people do not like to use parallels as a means as to prove something, but when the manga purposely, so obviously, purposely points it out to your face, you cannot ignore it. You can't. You can't. But
it's there. It's a writing technique 101 right there. Parallel use. It's not meant for character to know it. He's not knowing and mentioning straight off the bat. Hey, you remind me of my old love interest. Good day. But it's not like that. It's just for the audience to do the whole put the pieces, put the puzzle, whatever. So yeah, I don't know why people keep denying. And then they parallel themselves. I was like, hey, no parallel. But look at this picture I made. Doesn't it remind you of Naruto? This Obito. It was like, that's parallel, no.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Naruto, you remind me of someone. Who? You remind me of me. Really? No, not really. I can't make that one up.
I thought, I'll be honest. I thought Kishi would try to cop out and probably try to make Obito parallels with Sasuke. But luckily, that didn't happen. You remind me of Sasuke. I was like, oh yeah, how? That would have been so stupid.
Yeah.
So now we got... I'm just gonna say Obito is not... I'm just picturing Naruto speaking in Obito's voice. I'm just imagining how this is gonna play out in the anime. Are they gonna keep Naruto / Obito's... whatever the hell this illusion is? Is it a mirage? No, it's just... plain old illusion.
Well, in the anime, what's going to happen is that Naruto's instead going to say, I understand what it's like to be in love with somebody. Then he turns around and starts tonguing Hinata right next to him for some odd reason. And then Obito's going to be like, oh, this girl reminds me of Rin. Oh my god, what have I been doing all my life?
Oh god, I wish I could. I wish I know how to edit panels because I really wanted to have one panel and also just give a straight off the answer, get a he and that's the end. That would have been the answer to all his redemption. That's the talk no just the final key point. But I can't do the edit because I suck at editing, so I can't do it. No, but
so we got Naruto saying Rin didn't want to watch over what you are now, but over Obito Uchiha.
I actually wanted to see
then miraculous, and then somehow, well, not somehow, because we're in the mind. Obito is now picturing himself inside a forest, and we got Kakashi and Minato standing beside some trees, and Kakashi goes, "Because you were late. You were late once again, Obito. Let's go, Obito." And
yeah, so we basically have this flashback almost of like what happened. I'm guessing it's the same day that Obito died. Is that what it appears to be?
maybe.
I don't think so. Is it?
I mean, I doubt it, but
I don't think so. I think it's just another day. I know the same day, but maybe not the same day, but near day was the whole I'm gonna confess to Rin, and then everybody show up. She handed a pamphlet of celebrate Kakashi.
Okay, same year.
All right, same year. Yeah, that.
Okay,
Yeah,
we'll say
same
same year because it's rather they're not much different from the previous flashbacks that we have seen, you know. So it doesn't look like they're younger. They
The
look
promise happened when they were younger. I'm assuming. Wait, what age Obito was in that whole Gaiden?
yeah.
I'm going to assume the same age as like Naruto and all them.
Well, part 1 or part 2?
Part 1.
Part 1.
Whoa, they went to war as 12s?
Hey, it was a difficult time, man.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
So we got Obito and his team standing on one end, and then on the other side of Jinchuriki Obito, we got 3 more Jinchuriki Obito saying, "Yes, you can fill the hole in your heart by yourself.
Join us, Ed.
Come-
Join us, Ed.
Come play with us. You don't need other people. Come here.
And
Come here. I won't ignore you."
It brings you love. It brings us love. Kill it.
Ren should have just spin around Obito, the other Ren, not the one that should we be watching, the one that could have been the illusion one. Hey Ray Obito, hey Obito, hey Obito, just spin around, hey Obito, hey, lock it off. That would have been mind rape.
But yeah, and Rin does like the most like amazing like. I've seen so many when I watch Fatal Frame. It reminds me of this one part where you actually meet this dead girl, and she's just standing there. You don't know she's standing there, but she is. And you point your camera towards her, and she just looks at you and goes, you know, and just cracks her neck into the side and be like,
you know what they should have done? The first ever digital manga pages where it could move at one page. I'm not sure everybody got this trick, but there was a Korean ghost story that it's a picture by picture, but at one part it actually moved.
God.
Yeah, they should have done that just to scare all of us. Like, you know, with Rin, instead of head tilting, her head just turned around completely 180.
There's like all these black veins. The eyes are like red and sunken.
Yeah.
And it's like.
Yeah, that.
Excuse me, sir. Sir, do you know what a supermarket is?
That part still freaks me out because
you take down Fifth Street over here and you make a left. No, that's a right. No, a left. No, a right. Sorry. I'm sorry. You make a right and then you make a left up there and it should be right there in the corner. Thank you. No problem.
Oh, I got you. Oh.
Okay. And then while Rin's doing this really good creepiest ass smile and that creepiest head tilt I've ever seen in a manga character, the flashback is still going on as Obito in the flashback says, "Wait, when?" She goes, "Huh?" And then it's like Obito goes, or Naruto as Obito goes, Rin won't look at you now.
Any comment?
Okay, well, apparently Steve, you're having problems with the connection, so I'm going to explain this more clearly. Basically, Naruto, as Obito, basically stops in the middle of memory, turns around and says, Rin won't even look at you now. You're not Obito Uchiha anymore. You're this completely different thing, but that doesn't mean you can't be Obito Uchiha again, so be him again, basically. You are Obito Uchiha. You are not Toby. You're not nobody. You are Obito Uchiha.
Yes.
And this is who you really are.
Yeah,
So remember who you really are.
Yep.
Oh, and by the way, we have an official pairing!
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
God.
we have an official pairing!
Yep.
So Naruto grabs Obito's hand and says, come with me, come back to the light side, and they hold hands for that tender, loving moment. So now we have the official pairing of the Naruto fandom, Obito and Naruto. It's an Obi-Naru pairing. Yay!
More parallel than ever.
Wait, what's that? You're saying hand holding doesn't mean anything? Oh, what? Well, didn't you see chapter 615?
Yeah. I guess.
Hey, he even talks dirty to him. Just come, you asshole. Totally talking dirty to him. No, don't come inside me yet.
And more love story than Madara and Hashirama.
Still a better love story than Twilight.
Oh man. You know, I wonder if Kishimoto actually purposely wrote that for the Madara and Hashirama. Come, Madara, come, Hashirama, I'm coming, Madara. I don't know, that line just seems so weird. Come, Hashirama, oh, I'm coming. I was like, okay, good. Good to know.
Small tender hand with a movement so quick, and maybe she bent over and suck on his candy so tasty, made of butterscotch. Anyway,
let's go.
The next page we have here, I know it's a serious moment, but I just laughed when I saw this page. Everyone here has a constipated
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I used
Gonna get you!
especially
Gonna get you! Gonna get you! Oh,
I
I will not give in! Oh.
I mean, I especially laughed at Guy's face. Just look at it. It's just
look at it.
his teeth are grinding and his eyes are shut that his eyelids might rip apart.
Yeah.
You know, the weird part is all those constipations that usually, as you call it, somehow reflects their personality in a way. I don't know why. I was like, when you just see like if you see Rock Lee, he's like, this is the power of youth. He just like Shikamaru is like, I gotta think this way out to make the shortest goes through. Choji's like, I'm too
not
big
important
for
enough
this.
to think about anything.
Choji's like, I'm way too big for this. No, I'm not fat. I'm big bone, but I just have to pass through.
You know, so this is what anal sex feels like.
Guy does look. I like Minato. He's like, yup.
Everyone's like, oh my god, we're so constipated. Minato, good thing I didn't eat any of that crap.
No, I'm restricted for that. Oh,
And on
man.
then the next page we have even more. And Hinata's not even constipated. She's just calmly shutting her eyes.
Yeah, it's like I'm too shy. I'm too shy to take it out. I'm too little worried to take it out. Would it be okay? Do I need somebody to hold my hand for this?
Sai has his face like, what's that smell?
I mean, even Gara, as emotionless as he is, he puts on some expression.
Yeah.
But he's like, he has a what the fuck expression.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he just frowns harder, like.
He's like, why is this happening? Yeah, guy does have the funniest. I never noticed. I really like Minato. He's just there, like yup. he's like, oh god. I remember that old joke where they used to long time ago. They say like, what happened if Itachi kick Pain right in his balls, and the guy answered with that chapter cover picture of him motionless. That's like, yup, that's your answer, nothing. And that's what it reminds me from Minato. He's like nothing because he's just that cool.
So that guy, if he were kicked in the balls, he'd make that face too.
Oh god.
I could just totally see it too.
I've got balls of steel.
Oh my god.
Steel. Well, now you got balls of aluminum. Okay, did anybody? Okay, the chapter with the second page with all them constipated. Did anybody notice something that I noticed?
What?
Shizune and Hinata are making the same face, and Sakura and Tsunade are making the same face.
That's true.
Oh, yeah, that's true. So true.
And they're both right on top of each other. So it's just like,
let alone the color lighting. One is dark and the other one is light. I don't know. That's very convenient, but whatever.
Yeah. But Hinata has this face on like.
She's wondering if it's okay to do it or she'll faint before she do it.
No, Naruto, it hurts. Stop. Wait till I put it in.
She knows like I must do it. Why? Because it's actually useful for once for me to do. Oh god.
Sakura's hair is also. I don't know if it's just the Kyuubi chakra in the background or something, but Sakura's hair is so out of place. It's all over. It's flying all over the place.
It's like I don't have a problem with it, but I think I know what you're saying though. But it almost feels like she just came from like an ocean, just got beat down to an ocean, then come out. You know how your hair is all wet, it's all like loose. Yeah, that's what it seems like for her. It's like all loose now.
Oh, yeah, I've been sweating this whole time, so it's like.
Yeah, that makes sense. She's the only.
Everyone must smell though. It's like.
I think she's like the only. I think she's like the only character there that shows like my head wears. You could tell I've been through this war for too long. I mean, Naruto, you could tell his arm, or you could tell his suit, his clothing ripped apart. You could tell he's been in the war too long. Yeah.
Oh wait. So you're basically saying that look at all the hard work Sakura has done. Her hair's all messed up, her clothes are ripped apart, she's all scraped and everything and bruised and everything. She's all exhausted. Hinata looks pristine and perfect. What have you been doing, Hinata? I've been standing at the sidelines like everyone do everything for me.
Oh my god.
Okay. I've been the cheerleader.
But to be somewhat fair, a lot of other characters are like that too. Only Kakashi, Naruto, Sakura, and maybe later, if the fight continues, Sasuke will get the most battle damage. Sasuke finally got dirty. It took over like 2 bodies to get dirty. Damage. That guy was clean as hell. Every time I look at that color picture, it's like, yeah, Naruto all ripped apart, but he's still gonna go on. Sakura just got some dirt in her face and everything, but she's going on. Sasuke, clean. But yeah, I don't know. I don't even know if the fight, the Obito part's done, but I don't know what's next. But anyway, let's not jump to conclusion. After the constipation pages, what's next?
One more thing.
Go ahead.
One more thing. Has anybody else noticed how Sakura is more and more, as each chapter goes by, is looking like Tsunade? I mean, absolutely, like basically Kishimo's taking a stencil of Tsunade and like, all right, let's fit Sakura in here. Because I can see it in the hairstyle. I can see it in the face at times. I could see it. I mean, even the constipation. Look, the hairstyle is almost exactly the same.
That's true. Yeah, you're right.
Yep.
I do wonder if it's on purpose, but maybe I try not to be too much of a NaruSaku fan to think this way.
Screw that. We're not being humble anymore. It is on purpose. You know why? Because that's a parallel, people.
No, I didn't meant the hairstyle. I meant like why the hair is like that for now. It's like, is there gonna be a reason to that? Like I remember a lot of people would say like, people was thinking like maybe Naruto would pull what's that guy name? Eren from Attack on Titan. But this one would be more romantic intense. So like, your hair is too long, you gotta cut it. But maybe Naruto would be like, hey, your hair is covering your forehead, and then he'd probably say something. Ooh.
I'm scheming.
Yeah.
I'm Kishimoto. I'm scheming. This is my scheming face. I raise one eyebrow. Then I make Sakura look more and more like Tsunade. First starting with the hair. Then we move on to the boobs.
Well, she has to. Well, there you go. What body part we gonna take from? Either Tsunade or Kushina or Rin? Well, Rin died too young. Tsunade, it would be big jugs. Kushina looked like it just fit. What?
Kushina's. Go ahead.
Well, go. Actually, you go.
Fine. Kushina was carrying Naruto all the time, so she's just ready to breastfeed.
Well, yeah, but she
I've been lactating for 10 years.
But she did start off. Well, she had that tomboyish look, as in like no perks to her body, just her.
Don't let Minato hear you say that.
I mean, her perks comes in. Her perks comes in when she got older, which is, clear. I mean, it's normal. It's not like, ooh, look at that huge combust or whatever. I'm not sure. No, I'm not sure where it's
explosive.
I think the only unique trait for Sakura is probably the behind part. I could be wrong. I'm not sure who has the behind part. It's like, does Rin has that? No. Does Tsunade has it? I do not know. Does Kushina has it? I do not know. I can't look at moms. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just thinking too much. How to make a one character from each of the parallels. All right, can we now move from the conservation pages before?
No.
Okay. I mean, Naruto clearly said we're picking up, so I guess everybody won. Sorry, that's the last one for me.
Don't underestimate everyone's power, and then we rip it out. Ow! It hurt, Naruto. Hey, I said we were trying to do it quick, like a band-aid. You kept fidgeting.
So they pull the tail beast out. Obito's falling from the sky, and he thinks to himself, "Did I lose?" Then he hits the ground.
Did I what?
It's not cool. Go.
Then the Nine-Tail Susanoo armor drops as Naruto and Sasuke return to their base forms. Obito just looks up to the moon, and then he thinks back to what he's been, all these quotes he's been saying.
Yes.
So he goes like, the dream of the moon will fill up this hellhole.
Hey, Obito, I can see right through you. Shut up, Kakashi.
Like, no matter how hard you try, those lonely delusions of yours won't fill up the hole in your heart.
But if you find another woman, there's another hole you could fill. Shut up, Kakashi. Oh. What? You know he'd say it. Don't look at me like that. You know the first day why the first day Kakashi was in the hospital. It wasn't because of some mission he was on. It's like, hi. Tsunade comes in. Hi. Know the building? Yeah, I just moved in. Oh. You like it so far? Yeah, everyone's been real nice. Well, that's because you got big jugs. I mean, your boobs are huge. I mean, I want to squeeze them. Yeah, that's why Kakashi was in the hospital that whole time.
And so on our last page here, we got Obito just staring at his hand. It says, Rin. And that's the end of
And then he attacks Naruto, and only Naruto say, "You fool!" And then he strikes back, kills Obito, and there you go. And then for some reason, the Earth is going to explode. They couldn't find a spaceship to get out, so they all cry, "Naruto, no!"
Shut up! Yeah, shut up right now.
What?
Get your no-nonsense Dragon Ball Z crap out of here.
Hey, that was the last good part
Instant
before it went.
transmission, my foot.
Yeah, you know, I actually looked back at that Dragon Ball card because this is the shortest way to get to the canon, and I realized how much cop out that Android Saga has to be made. It's like, oh yeah, you know, I remember back when I was in Namek, I was screaming no, and then for some reason I was still inside the spaceship, and then for some reason I saw another spaceship, and for some reason I managed to escape that spaceship. And for some reason, Vegeta actually know where Ginyu Force is supposed to be going next. What a huge twist!
And for some odd reason, I'm so powerful I can ignore the Dragon Ball's power to wish me back.
Yeah, and for some reason, Frieza's death is more anticlimactic.
Yeah.
Well,
He's not dead.
Huh?
well,
no,
alert.
honestly,
well,
honestly, his death by Goku would have been the best death for Frieza. But nope, you gotta have Trunks to shine. You gotta have Trunks do the Samurai Jack on him and kill him. Good job.
You're fine.
well,
You're fine.
to be fair to
Say it.
well,
Not-
to be
not Goku.
well, to be fair to Toriyama and probably to everyone who had been reading the manga or watching the anime, the Ginyu Force pods, everyone had forgotten about that.
Yeah,
So
no,
it's
but
totally so it was plausible, just that Toriyama never thought that far ahead. So he had to look back at his notes and retcon the entire thing.
yeah, but he retconned too much to make the Android Saga to work. Like again, Frieza could have been dead. It could have died right there, and that would have been the best fitting death. You know, having him keep talking about his pride and keep talking about being the ultimate selfish bastard to the point that Goku says, "Screw it, I'm gonna kill you now." So that would have been a perfect ending. That's what it's like. It takes too many chances to actually get killed by the guy who gives you so many chances. That would have been a nice ending, but nope. We got a cop out, but somehow Frieza survived the explosion only to have his half face, whole half body gone, and managed to talk. I'm like, really? And then the whole instant transmission BS. And then the whole, why the android exists? Well, we've been following you forever. Except for Namek, but we've been following you for a while. So much that we managed to make these androids Super Saiyan level times 3. I'm like, really? How you manage to make an android that's so strong, that's stronger than like 3 Friezas?
Yeah. That's what you could tell that Dragon Ball Z kind of took a downhill slope is right after Namek, because you had to create a villain that was even stronger than Frieza that could destroy more, and you think like, okay, well this whole time we always knew that Frieza was the strongest being in the universe, basically.
Yeah.
You know, power level over 1 million. No, Cell could like beat 5 of it easily if he wanted to.
And back then, Super Saiyan was supposed to be 1, only 1. Now they're making that a perk. Hey, you want a Super Saiyan? $5,000. Thank you.
Yeah, it's like the Sharingan. They're just giving them away. Everything must go. Gold hair, gold pubes, gold glow.
All right.
What?
Back to
that's how Goten became a Super Saiyan. What do you think he was doing for the 6 days of rest? He was getting busy.
I forgot what I said about DBZ before we go back to Naruto.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna make a pervert out of this one too. So you got Obito looking at his hand. He's like, "Well, Rin's dead. You're all the Rin I have left."
Oh my god.
Me.
What if they do some? I remember Evangelion. Like you see.
I haven't thought about that.
Oh yeah, you remember that? What if that just happened? Right, inexplicably, just like rip my head. You can never destroy. You can always destroy my body, but you never destroy my spirit. My spirit. All right, let's focus. Focus. Sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry.
What's that from again? I forget.
I was in Futurama.
Oh, my spirit.
Yeah, that one protester. He was like, "You're gonna destroy my body, but you'll never destroy my spirit." Stomp. My spirit. I don't know why
Yeah.
it's funny, but it is.
I
All
request
right.
panic funeral. Boo!
All right, let's focus.
We can't not after that one.
I'm sorry. Uh, Overall, the chapter was good. There, my quickest review of all time.
Okay, I have to address this. I know because a lot of people are complaining about it, so I gotta address it.
Blah blah blah.
I'm so sick of the TNJ. It's so easy for Naruto to just do a TNJ and blah blah blah. Well, every anime has a gimmick. How many times does Goku all of a sudden just whip out that extra power at like the last second? Oh, I'm so weak. I can't beat him. Oh, look, I came up with a new Super Saiyan form. I could beat anybody.
You know what? One thing I always hated.
I'm losing this duel. I don't know what to do. Hire the card. Tell me. Oh, look, I magically have that one card that counters everything that you have just done.
You know what? You know, there's one thing I hate about the DBZ, that whole same bullcrap. I could be near dead, but if I recover, I'll have twice the power I used to have. Like, wow, really? That's some cheating. It's like, kill me. Oh, I'm not dead yet. Oh, I'm healed. Now I'm Super Saiyan. Like, damn, it's such a cheating perk.
Yeah, but every
it's like
anime.
Death. I know
like-
every anime has it, but that one is like an excuse to say you don't need to train. All you have to do is get hurt, revive, or not revive, get hurt, heal, and you'll be good to go. Like usually when people get beat down, I wouldn't say they need to train, but they need to organize differently. For DBZ, they just need to get beat down. When they heal, they need to organize differently. They could just fight because they're stronger now. That's their excuse.
But yeah, no, seriously, give me an anime. I'll tell you what the gimmick it is. Like something I use all the time in it.
Fairy Tail.
I never seen that one. Pick something else.
Friends, Nakama Punch. But One Piece.
Okay, Full Metal Alchemist.
Okay.
Equivalent exchange. Philosopher's Stone bypasses everything.
The funny thing is, even the romance part got equivalent exchange. How about equivalent exchange 50-50 of your heart and spirit with my heart and spirit?
Yeah. So I mean, you can't say that TNJ is so you can't really fault the TNJ because it's basically the gimmick of this anime/manga, and every single anime/manga has a gimmick somewhere.
Yeah, you know
Points out some of them.
Yeah, you know what's the sad part?
Hellsing, Alucard can't die.
Oh yeah.
Ever.
No, but here's a problem. Here's a problem with a lot of fans. Well, maybe when everybody go back to the old chapters, maybe they realize oh shit, I didn't know all this time. I'm so stupid. Or oh shit, I didn't know all this time. So why am I even reading this still? But when you really think about it, the first arc pretty much tells you what this series is going to be about, how it's going to be handled. When you think about it, I was like, they got Talk No Jutsu as well. Because remember, Zabuza was about to go down and die with no dignity. And then when Naruto come out there and tell him about you're going to let Haku die like that, you're going to let him do that, he should not be your tool, he's your friend, he's the closest guy, and you let the pressures go away. And then Zabuza actually cry, and then he actually tell Naruto to give it the kunai and start kicking ass. There you go, Talk No Jutsu first ever.
Yeah.
So pretty much that's your fault if you never realize that Talk No Jutsu is a trend that's gonna be that's in the series for a while, from Gaara to Neji. Well, be the other way around. Whatever, from Neji to Gaara, and so forth. Hell, it felt like if Kabuto first fought Naruto, he wouldn't have suffered in a dimension of reloop forever and ever. He probably converted Kabuto first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
It's like, here you go, you're back to Konoha, but nope, he's suffering. Why can I get out of this piece of crap world?
It's just a constant that everyone will just have to deal with. I mean, it's not like you can get rid of it.
Yeah. And I'll come middle ground with some people. Yes, it has been overused at some points to the point it's like, how did that even work? It just so happened to work so flawlessly with the TNJ. And I admit there are some moments like that, but when it does work, you should actually like it because it actually is pretty good. This one, it worked because
I'll go.
Naruto he didn't just like, oh, I know a similar pain that you felt. No, he actually saw the pain. He felt the pain that Obito went through. Saw the memories, saw everything, and he actually felt it. So
I remember disliking the Shonen Jump version of Naruto and Nagato talk. Because in that version, they pretty much says, you see this book? That's your answer. The end. But if you ever read the volume edition, he actually goes further with the book, and Nagato actually said, "You expect me to believe in a book? How stupid can you be?" And then Naruto goes way deeper. I was like, "Oh, okay, that
yeah,
makes better sense." Because if he didn't say that, I would have hate that chapter. I'm like,
yeah, but didn't he actually read it
"Who,
to him?
Naruto?"
Yeah, didn't he actually like read like the last pages to him, something like that?
Something like that. All I remember that I know he goes deeper with the book. I think he read the last page, and then Nagato actually flashback, and he actually smiled one time only, way back. Like he has that Naruto smile. So pretty much that's how they connect each other. Is much. It was more better, and they removed the. I think they didn't remove it, but they moved the Sasuke. Let's go to Konoha right now into a different chapter.
Yeah.
So out of all the volume, that volume had the most changes so far.
And I know people hate the stupid Rinnegan thing. Oh, let's just bring everybody back to life. Okay, it's not as bad as the Dragon Balls. Okay, it's not. It's not as bad. I'll tell you reasons why it's bad. A, the person who's using such a technique, dies from it. Okay, so it's not just something you could repeatedly do over and over again, and it's really rare to find people with a Rinnegan in their face. Anyway, two, it only works at a certain time limit, so you can only like revive people that die within the first 24 hours, basically. From what I get, you can't
Yeah.
revive somebody that died like 10 years ago.
Well,
Unlike the Dragon Balls, which you could revive anybody anytime.
yeah. Well, if you die old age, you can't revive them. I didn't even know that was a rule.
Yeah, well, and also with the Dragon Balls, what they don't tell you in the anime, but they tell you in the manga, is that you can only revive people twice. You can only revive the same person twice, and if you do it more than that, you can't do it.
See, that's another problem with the Android saga and the later saga. You can always have a new route to make it work. But like, oh crap, Piccolo died. We can still revive him by asking the Namekians to do it for us. But back in Saiyan Saga, when Chaozu died, you said to yourself, "Oh crap, did he die already? That means you can't revive anymore." Oh shit! or Krillin. When Krillin died by Frieza, your mind saying to yourself like he can't be revived. Even Goku they say he's already dead. He can't be revived. He got killed twice. He can't be revived. Like, okay, Goku has a legit reason why he's so pissed off beyond belief because he can't be back. I was like, see, I'm convinced, but no, they had to say, you can revive him anytime you want. You can revive him
as many times as you want, as long as the Dragon Balls are active.
Pretty much. And then when Piccolo died back in Saiyan Saga, it's like, oh, how are they gonna revive everybody? It's all over. It's one of those. I'm so scared now. Like I want to see how the show is gonna end. But now it's like you enjoy the ride. Like, they die.
Yeah. Now, what they did do in the anime that I don't remember if they did it in the manga. I think they did, but it was a little bit differently. But in the manga or in the anime, they try to cop it out by saying, well, it's not the Dragon Balls themselves that have limitations, but the person who made them that had the limitations. You cannot.
Yeah, in the anime they address that. In the anime, when they try in the Saiyan Saga, when Krillin suggests that the dragon can just kill Vegeta and Nappa, Dragon goes like, no, I cannot exceed the power of my creator.
Yeah,
because
I can't kill people that's more powerful than my creator.
Yeah. Because my creator can't kill people.
It's another BS excuse. I actually saw some of the episodes today for Kai because that's the only thing I haven't seen yet. The whole entire series. I never realized how stupid it was, but usually you have a reason. Like, okay, the Saiyan one was understandable. First of all, everybody was way weak. Weaker than Nappa and Vegeta at that point. So it's not like you're going to say, hey, bring the Saiyans right here, right now. And you're going to ask for a death wish, pretty much. So, at least they're trying to try to say, hey, can we kill them off? He's like, no, we can't do that. That's beyond the limit. Now for the android, even Boma said it. So I was like, don't you think we should like make a wish to find Dr. Gero right away so we could even end them? But the only thing they say, hell no, I want to fight them. Really?
Well, yeah, because Vegeta just has
Vegeta,
that
and Goku
ego.
said it too.
No. But Goku just goes with the flow. Yeah, I want to fight him too. I don't want to cap out everything.
Only Krillin was the only one who's like, I would just go with it. But I forgot he said he was trying to sound it cool, but then Bulma was like, "What do you mean?" Then Krillin whispering, and then Gohan was like, Krillin, you were kind of cool up to that point. The point is, Krillin was more logic. Why not just end them? What kind of excuse is this?
Okay, we can't destroy him, so why don't we send him to a planet if you can't kill him, let's just send him to a planet far, far away from here. That's going to take him like 100,000 millions of years to get here.
I'm just saying,
okay.
I'm just saying, wish for Dr. Gero to appear right in front of you and then start beating the hell out of it and tell him, where's the lab?
Huh? What happened? Where am I?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
It's plot hole. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm sorry. I slowly realized DVC should have ended Frieza. Really?
Arc.
Okay.
But like I was saying, like we saying, the TNJ, it's a gimmick, and you just have to roll with it because that's the gimmick that this manga has. Everyone has a gimmick. Every manga anime has a gimmick. You have to roll with it. I knew the TNJ was going to be something more important, ever since the beginning of this manga. It's something that Naruto does. That's his thing. It's like asking, well, why does why does Goku ride on a cloud if he could fly? Because he wants to. If Goku's, again, it's this argument with many different heroes. It's like, well, if Goku or Superman are so powerful, why don't they just do this, and end it within seconds? Because that's no fun. That's why. It's not fun to end something in a mere second. And these characters can do that. People tell me, oh, they're so powerful. Well, then why don't you just end the whole thing in a second? Why don't they do that? Because it's no fun that way. You don't get the awesome action-packed thing if everything can just be hand-waved away or taken out so easily. Same with the TNJs. It's sometimes a lame cop-out, I admit it, but at other times, it really is a way to end something good, well. And with this battle, with Obito, it is a way. I foresaw it coming a mile away, that I knew that this was going to happen. Eventually, Naruto was going to talk to Obito and straighten him out through that means. I don't know. The only difference I had a problem is I don't know if he was going to live through it or die through it. So
the thing about I don't think it's just a Naruto thing, but the talk just is a Naruto thing, but. If you go over like more different anime or manga series, usually they always have when it comes to something that's like outbreak war or whatever, they usually always have more of why fight when you could just try to communicate for once to bring peace. You know what I mean? Because I remember, I think it was under Double O. They pretty much try to say if you could just take your time and actually read each other's thoughts, you will actually understand and you will come in peace rather than fight each other to kill each other. Basically, that's what Naruto is trying to say. Just talk to each other for once, communicate man to man, and maybe that way you can actually find a new peace rather than kill each other for it. So that's what Kishiboto is doing. I mean, I know it's something people won't like. I know it could be a little cheesy at times, but that's the case how Moro dresses about. Just why not talk to each other in order to resolve everything? But yeah, like you said, if you just straight up talk in the very beginning, there would be no fun.
I'm gonna say it again. I'm actually sad that this Obito fight is now over. Not because of how it ended, not because of the TNJ. I'm sad that it ended because now we have to deal with Sasuke, and we all know what's going to happen with that one.
Well,
We know he's going to live. He's gonna be a wandering samurai, I
let me
guess.
ask you something.
Crap.
Let me ask you something. If he dies, how will you react?
If I die, if
I die.
if he dies, I'm dying of laughter.
I'll be
I'm going
shocked.
to laugh so hard. I'm gonna be like, oh, where's your plot armor now?
I'll be shocked. That'll be the biggest boss move ever.
I want him to die. I want that.
I'm just
fucker
saying.
to die.
I'm just saying, like, this is coming from this type of show, and to see him actually get killed off would be surprising. I know you want him to die. I know some people want him to die. I'm for one to be whatever. If he dies, well, whatever, because it depends on the story told. But at this case, yeah, death is okay. But I'm just saying, like, if he actually does kill him, I'll be shocked. I'll be seriously shocked.
It's always, yeah, well, it's always funny how people are like, oh, we want Naruto to fail one time, but you don't want him to fail with Sasuke. You want him to succeed perfectly and have a super mega happy ending with Sasuke.
Well,
Yeah.
but it's like I keep saying. From other manga, they keep saving a person. Doesn't need to be I save him by dragging his ass back to the city and then we're all together. Saving him is pretty much like redemption. Whatever happens to him happens. If he dies but he does a good thing, that's still saving him because he done something good for once in his life rather than always doing bad or always going down the spiral.
Sasuke.
Yeah.
Or Naruto to Sasuke. I don't think you're happy yet. That's right. I'll teach you to be happy. I'll teach your grandmother to suck eggs. Happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy. But yeah, I'm just saying that, like, I like Obito's story much better than I like Sasuke's. There's actually people don't like it because he's doing this all for rand's sake. He's so easily manipulated by Naruto. I don't know where people got this whole Naruto is manipulating Obito to become good. I don't know where which, okay, hold on, tangent before that. Naruto's manipulating Obito to become good. Okay, so what about the fact that Madara might have manipulated Obito to become bad? Oh, never thought about that one, did you? Oh, never thought there was an other side of the coin. It's always, what Naruto does wrong, what Naruto does bad. Well, what about Madara? He's kind of got to Obito first. It kind of says, I will give you everything back. All you have to do is follow my lead and be my puppet. Yeah. You don't think that was a not manipulation of any way? You don't think that maybe Madara manipulated Obito to become bad and evil and see how this world is so empty? Like, that never crossed anybody's mind whatsoever? Really? Yeah. I put my hands up to that one, so... It's just this is what I hate about this fan base sometimes. It's like you always want to think one way, but you never want to think the other way. You never want to think that the possibility that it could be the other way around.
Yep.
And Naruto will learn to love Hinata. Well, Sakura could learn to love Naruto. Naruto could be manipulating Obito to become good, while Madara could be manipulating Obito to become bad. So it's like, give me a break. But I like the story better, simply because it actually is succinct. If everyone knows what that word means.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know what it means.
You have the tragedy. You have him turning. You have him not giving a crap about the world. You have him facing the hero who he regularly, at this point in time, has put Naruto to the test of his beliefs.
This is my character.
Yeah. He's putting him... This is the one villain that actually went to the hero and says, how can you sit here and tell me what the world is when I've been through all this crap? You know? How can you sit there and keep smiling when you know that when me and you both know that war will always occur, that everyone is going to hate somebody for over whatever reason, and that people are going to die? And then Naruto actually gets put to the test. It's like, because I know that as much bad there is in the world, there's just as much good in the world.
Pretty much.
And it
pretty much.
eventually just balance itself out, and that's what you have to. That's what you have to figure out. You can't focus on the bad. You got to look towards the good. Bad stuff will happen, but if you look towards the good, you're gonna have a much better life. And then you actually have this real conflict. What are we gonna get with Sasuke? My whole village is dead. Yeah, Sasuke, I know how that feels. My parents are dead. You have no idea how that feels.
You know, the one problem I had to address it to the other fan base. Well, not for other fan base, more like the other forum, the Naruto forum. But I'll say it here. People was wondering, like, okay, if Obito does turn good, how would they handle this part? Like, how would they handle him? I said, I don't think they will handle him because I think he will die before he even gets to that point. And I feel like we are being too naive on our own end, which is understandable because we keep saying, this one's target for a younger teenager. So therefore anything could be easily be redeemable. You know what I mean? Nobody don't know how they handle traitors. Nobody knows how they handle criminals. Nobody knows how they handle whatever. So people are always gonna keep assuming once Sasuke turned good, they will not cough him, they will not execute him. They just open arms saying welcome back to Konoha. I understand that naive because we never seen that moment. And we won't see that moment until probably with Sasuke. Hell, we probably never gonna see one. Maybe Sasuke will just leave after he turned good. Like he would just disappear in sight.
Yeah.
My point is, my point is, if you think we're gonna see a trials and stuff like that, I don't think we're gonna see one for Obito because it seems like since Madara is still around, that means Obito could still die by his hand. He could still die by doing something good while dying because of Madara or anything. Pretty much, I don't think he's gonna live to see another day. He's gonna die here soon.
Wow, I just thought of something.
Okay.
What?
Okay, anybody ever see Eddie Izzard? Anybody know who he is?
Nope.
He's a transvestite. No, not trans. No, a transgender sex change. A transvestite is a person who wears the other gender's clothes, correct?
Okay.
Like a man wearing a woman's clothes.
Go on.
Okay. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, he's a British comedian. He's a transvestite. He likes to wear women's clothes. He's not gay, but
I know. Keep going.
not that matters. But there's a joke that he did was cake or death. Cake or death. And I finally realized how much does that apply to Naruto? You either get completely forgiven or you're killed off. There's no in between. There's no imprisonment. There's no trial. Like you said, there's nothing we've seen of that. You either completely reform, get accepted and loved, which is cake, and you either get that or you stay a bad guy and you die. You just die. So cake or death. That's basically what it is. So what does Obito get? Cake or death? And I got people like, oh, I know who you are on the forum. You're like, oh, well, how can they just automatically just love Obito right off the bat because Naruto says he would? No. Naruto is going to tell him to give him a chance. That's what Naruto's going to do. If you love him or you hate him, you got to give this guy a chance. You just can't kill him right off the bat and think, okay, that's it, that's over. But Naruto's philosophy is yeah, I'll let you talk in a second. But sure. Naruto's philosophy is that you can't change it if you don't give it a chance to change. So whether Obito gets loved or liked or not, that's up to him. He has to make up for all that crap that he did. So.
Well, that's I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah.
All right.
But
maybe that's for the better.
This better happen for either side. If Obito lives on, which I'll be surprised, this better happen to him. And for Sasuke, if he end up going back to Konoha, this better happen to him as well. What better happen is even if the people in the world, even if the government decided, he should go back and it'll be okay, but let's see if he fix himself up. Everybody in his neighbors should not respect him. Everybody should be whatever they felt like from before, and it should remain there until he finally clears his name. Like you get an avatar, and give it a chance to Zuko. Zuko. Even if he has been the enemy for the past 2 books. But other characters are like, Toph want to give it a chance because, he got some lessons from Iroh, which makes sense. Sokka's like, basically it's like whatever Aang feels is good enough. Katara, same thing, but she still has a grudge, which you can't blame her because all that crap that she has to put up, and it makes it worse that he's from that nation that killed her mother. So that said, I don't want Obito to say. I don't want Obito to be walking down Konoha and be saying, hey guys, hey Obito, what's up, man? Hey, remember when you gonna revive my mom? I think it's too late for that gesture to work. Oh, that's cool. Come on, you really want to hear that? That's stupid. Honestly, everybody should be pissed at him. He just killed over a dozen of ninjas in one day, and then if you want to go back the other day, he killed 2,000. So there better not be no open arms from everybody. Everybody should still hate him, depending if you lost a relative because of him or friends because of him. Like, you think everybody in Konoha 9 is gonna be like, hey, you killed Neji, but I'm still cool with you, bro? You think that's gonna happen? No. That's why I hope for Sasuke, if it comes to that point, I hope the best I could get, if you can't kill him off, is banishment. Because, this arc is telling me that everybody lost so much trust in Sasuke. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be either hard or just impossible to go back in time with Sasuke. So pretty much the only one he's gonna have to trust is Naruto. Even Sakura is in the bottom barrel for him. So it's like that kind of story, which I'm hoping it goes that route. If it goes to the route where everybody could give him pizza and cakes and crap, and then I'm give up.
Yeah. By the way, that's also crap too.
What?
I'm sorry. One thing that has going for Sasuke is a lot of people keep bringing up the excuse that, oh, well, he did kill people, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, but all the people he killed were bad guys anyway, so technically it's not really a bad thing.
No.
Okay. One, that's a cop-out. Okay? Being a vigilante is law-breaking.
Yep.
In our own society, if you become a vigilante, you are breaking the law. You cannot take the law into your own hands. There is a justice system for a reason.
He stood. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And another thing is that this is also why I hate Sasuke's story, because people are just going to cop out his whole entire wrongdoings. That's all they're going to do, hand wave a cop out because of some technicality. With Obito, this is a man who actually did bad, became a bad guy, and is probably from this point on is actually going to try and seek forgiveness or try and seek, redemption. This is why I like it, because it's an actual person that's wanting redemption. It's going to be an actual story of a person who did wrong that you can't hand wave, that you can't just forget and wipe it away, and he has to seek forgiveness by actually doing hard work. Sasuke, no. For Sasuke, this is why Sasuke is bullcrap in my opinion. You can easily just hand wave all his misdeeds away just because, well, technically Danzo was a bad guy himself, so you can't really fault him for that. Technically Orochimaru was a bad guy himself, so you can't really fault him for that. Technically you can't do this. Well, okay, so Sasuke gets the Batman treatment. He's a stupid vigilante who's doing things because he wants to do it this certain way.
Well, for defense on Danzo come off as one of those guys. It's like, yeah, he's a prick, but if you kill him, you're still gonna be fine. You're still gonna be, prison for life or death because he's still part of the government system. It's like the show where the vice president is a huge asshole, but the fact that if you kill him, and if they find out if it's you, you're gonna be the biggest criminal of all because of what you've done. Like I said, it's all about the status at that point. Danzo has the status of Konoha, whatever he was working as. Point is, even like when the news break out for like certain characters, for Kakashi, and then like later on where the guys find out Danzo's dead, it's still shocking because obviously you couldn't believe that Sasuke actually killed a person like that.
Yeah.
So even if like I said, even though the guy is crooked, well, not crooked. What's the word I'm looking for?
Shady.
Corrupt. Yeah, shady, corrupt. kind of government guy, it still makes nothing. You still can't do anything about it. You can't like punch him, otherwise you'd be like, "Well, jail time."
Yeah, and even so, if you're gonna hand wave Sasuke, why don't we hand wave Danzo, who was a man that believed you had to do that, felt who felt and believed in this idea that sometimes you got to do the wrong thing for the greater good. That's the kind of guy he was.
And that emotions just get in the way.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
and he felt like if somebody's a threat, it's your responsibility to take out that threat. There is no like trying to understand why he's doing it. There's no trying to understand. He believes that if you're going to threaten my village, we're going to come after you. We're going to kill you.
Just think as him as a Republican.
Yeah. So.
Sure.
But. But again, like if you think Danzo is so bad because he did such bad things for the great, if you're gonna hand wave Sasuke and all the bad that he's did because of this technicality, then technicality speaking, Danzo wasn't that bad of a guy either because all he did was thinking that I had to do the bad things to procure the greater good of the village.
Pretty much.
Take out the Uchiha because they themselves were going to terrorize the village. They wanted to burn the village to the ground. They were going to attack us first. We just struck first because we wanted to protect the innocents.
Yeah, it's like what I mentioned about the whole vice president thing. What they did is they bombed the place. They killed many kids, accidental, but they're gonna cover that story, and that's where the revenge plot begins. So. Yeah, I mean, again, he's an asshole, but again, his status remains that he's part of the whole bigger system, bigger than the law, I guess you could say. So doing something like that, like killing him, won't do any good. It would just bring more worse to you. It will drag into this madness. So that's what happens to the Sasuke.
Yeah.
So the only reason I'm interested in the Sasuke part, the story, and I can't, not the character himself, but the story of it. The only reason why I'm interested still is because he's actually a made villain rather than a made used to be really good but then become bad. It's more like when before Team 7 happened and after the massacre happened, he was still young. And
obvious villain is obvious.
Yeah, he was still young. He was still young, but one of those moments is like after that whole tragic happened, it kind of tells you what kind of type of person you will be. And Sasuke, you could argue that he was in between during chapter 3. Like he was in the bad side because he wanted revenge, which would bring him more evilness, or he could be a good side if he just stayed with Team 7. So pretty much he turned bad by abandoning his team for that. So pretty much he was always handmade bad guy. I mean, even Toby said it. He's like, I didn't do anything. I didn't manipulate him. That was his choice.
Yeah. But remember, kids, for Obito, the Uchiha curse does not apply. But for Sasuke, it's the whole reason why he's doing this.
So that's the only part. That's the only thing I'm interested.
The more you know.
But maybe we're jumping too much conclusion.
I'm just saying. It bothers me how much people want to forgive Sasuke for. They want to do all this for. They want to excuse Sasuke for it. But when it comes to Obito, they don't want to do it. They just want to completely blame him. And it reminds me of Sakura and Hinata, where all Hinata's mistakes have to be forgiven, but Sakura needs to be put on the pedestal and judged, and complete judgment.
That's true.
So it's the same concept here, but it's a different kind of concept, and it's the same. Sorry, it's the same concept, but it's applied differently, and it's just it really pisses me off now. I want to make that clear. If I'm going to judge one character, I'm going to judge another character based on the same standards. Now, I know each character has done stuff differently, but, you have to apply what you have to apply, and you just can't not apply it to one character, but then apply it to another. It's a horrible way of thinking. You're just playing favoritism. You know, this is why we have the justice system as it is because you're supposed to, everybody gets the same rights, everybody has the same opportunities, and it's based on that, you know.
You shouldn't have done that. He's just a boy. Poor little fella.
But again, like, why does Sasuke get forgiven of all his sins, but Obito does not? You know, it's just my always biggest question I have for the fan bases. And people are always making excuses for Sasuke, but want to hold Obito so accountable, and I'm like...
I think the most messed up part to hear was like, he did kill people during the invasion, the summit arc, right? I'm like, well, there's samurai. I'm like, yeah, that's still killing people. It's not no name characters. Really? We need a name character to be a criminal?
Yeah, well then let's discredit all the random nin things that died during this war, all the red shirts. Oh, they're not named characters, not important. It's just a body count. You know?
That's like saying, like, I destroyed Cornhall, but as long as they didn't kill K9, Shizune, Anko at the time, or anybody that's, like, named already, I'm good.
Yeah. So, okay, so if we're gonna do that, okay. So the only person Obito has ever killed is Neji, technically. That's it.
Oh.
One body count.
Pretty piss poor villain for one body count.
Yeah.
I'm the effective villain. Yeah, what's your body count? One.
Actually, I think the worst villain would be Madara. He didn't kill Hashirama.
Yeah, he got killed himself.
He didn't kill anyone. What a worst character ever.
And Sasuke, you're even worse. All your people die before you kill.
You killed a fan favorite. Oh, big
That's
criminal.
pretty bad. Kill people? I talked him into suicide.
I always joke about that. Like, his talk no Jester would talk to them to suicide, while Naruto talks to them peace.
Itachi, dead man walking. Danzo, dead man walking. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Sorry.
That's another thing. He inadvertently, Obito, like you got to count Minato and Kushina because he inadvertently like sidestepped killing them by indirect means. Okay, well, what about all the people that Sasuke indirectly killed? Okay, well then that counts Itachi, Danzo, Karen. You know, Karen, who technically did not die because of Saved by Sakura, but you know she would have died if Sakura wasn't there.
Yep.
So, he didn't care. Pain technically killed Hinata.
Who would have died if Sakura didn't save her.
Yeah, again, thank you, Sakura. You saved 2 people that would have died. So you hear that, Narahina fan base? Thanks, Sakura, because your goddess was almost taken out.
I know, right?
Two people that were her teammates, I might add.
Yeah. My goddess is pure. My goddess is perfection. Yeah, well, she almost got her ass handed. She almost died. She got her ass handed to her. She almost died.
It's funny how she makes no difference in terms of like her approval of like she did the most damage to that character, or she saved that person's life, or anything significant. But nope, what she did is become a meat shield for someone in order to make the plot go fast. In other words, she keep getting something that everybody could do. You know what I mean? It's not like this is exclusive because nobody else, anyone else won't make sense. You know what I mean? Like anybody could fill that hole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if we want to go into another technicality, there was a whole bunch of people that died, not by Obito, but by the Ten Tails. Oh! Aha, so that's the murderer.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, so we got a lot of death on our hands. But they're all meaningless.
Yeah.
They treat life like it's a commodity.
Yeah, if we were gonna take every technicality into existence, then Obito technically only killed Neji. That's it. That's the only person he directly killed.
For you, the day Bison graced your village was the most important day of your life. But for me, it was Tuesday. Villain's so evil, he kills people on a regular routine.
Death, lunch. Death.
You killed my father. Do you have any idea how do you have any idea? Do you have any idea how little that narrows it down?
This is a little off topic.
My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
Here's a little off topic question. It's really off topic.
Okay.
If you have two 3DS and one game card, would that save follows, or that say if I have a different save file because you have a different 3DS?
If you
like,
hold on, let me get Nintendo on the line.
If you have two handhelds,
Yeah, hello Nintendo.
If you have two handhelds but one game cartridge, will the memory transfer? You're asking?
Yes. What if
Look at you?
Or is it like?
Okay, well there's your answer.
Or is it like console? Like I could bring this Halo disc, but that save file won't be there because I didn't bring the memory.
All I know is my 3DS prints money.
Well, it should. The cartridge itself should have the memory.
It does? Oh, I'll be right back.
At least it should. I don't know the handheld. I wouldn't know.
Remember the days when it used to be based on the game? Like the game itself had the storage?
Yeah, and then if it got dusty and you blow it too hard, it would race it.
This is a kid show.
I remember when it was based on I like the memory cards better because that means you can't transfer the consoles themselves everywhere like you have to do nowadays. Or I mean, yeah, you can transfer data, but where's the fun in that? Going over to someone else's house and like, yeah, have the memory card and the game right here. We don't have to beat it twice.
So
we're gonna start predicting what may happen, coming up next, in the next chapter. I'd say.
I don't want to.
I'll say.
Some of the Q&A asked about the prediction.
All right. Who was the Q&A that wanted to know this?
Give me a second, actually.
Who's the son of a bitch that wants to torture me? I'm kidding.
He probably muted his microphone.
Yeah.
Because you hear so much background noise.
Well, we're coming to the end of the podcast anyway, so we're just doing.
We're
just gonna do questions and move forward.
All right. Apparently, Pokemon Y, X, or any game in general follows you. Kind of lame, to be honest, because one kid can only play the game. It's like the Capcom DRM long time ago. One game, one day. All right. The Q&A. Okay. It's a lot of Q&A apparently, but a lot of them are chapter related, or more of a next chapter related. So here's a quick rundown. Okay, from Blue Star Saver. What is your thoughts on the hate for this chapter, mainly by YouTube reviewers?
Thoughts on the hate? Fuck them.
Okay. Well, it goes back with James. It goes back what James already explained about the whole talk no gesture is it's a what do you call it? You say gimmick?
Yeah, it's supposed to be a gimmick.
I call it a gimmick anyway.
Gimmick, well, for the lack of a better word, it's a gimmick. Point is, that's the story. Every series has their own gimmick, and once they have that gimmick, it's always going to be there for the rest of the entire series. It will come back. It will return in one form or another. So this is therefore this is therefore for not even realizing that this has been the gimmick for the longest. I mean, it's been there since the first arc. Again, it all started with Zabuza. He talked no just Zabuza into a hard carrying person. I mean, for God's sake, you start off with Kakashi saying, "You know what? Your future is hell, or your future is death. So just die." And if there was no talking no Jutsu, it would be like, "Yup, your future is death. I am right." You know. But instead, Kakashi's like, "You deserve to go heaven for that last piece." Thank you, Naruto, for doing that part. Because that's talk no Jutsu. That's the power of talk no Jutsu. And it's been there from the beginning. So how could you not see it? So that's your answer.
Well, I say fuck them. If they don't like the TNJ, then they shouldn't be reading this series. You know, it's what you're gonna have to put up with. So
Pretty
why
much.
bother to complain?
Mm-hmm. And I think James already explained that. Unless you want to go to the nutshell edition.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I kind of already explained my point with that one, so
All right.
nothing else need to be spoken.
um.
Anything
Well,
else?
One. This is probably a yes or no. Will everyone keep the ally headbands or go back to the normal one once the war ends? And if they do, will Naruto even get one? I think everybody will go back to their normal self.
Yeah, everyone will probably go back to their headbands.
Yeah, that'd be strange to have the entire world to be as one. I mean, you could do that. You could do what Avatar, well, not Avatar. You could do what Legend of Korra does. Like every country is still a separate nation, but there's just one small place that represent all. You could do that, but you can't just say everybody represent everyone. That's too much. That's way too much for a human can handle, realistically speaking,
Talking
at
about a
least.
United Nations.
Yeah, but they're trying to. But what the person's trying to say is like, once the war ended, everybody's united for everlasting, rather than like, oh yeah, you're from this country. Like pretty much, I'm trying to say like this. I'm going to all the way to Brazil. Oh, I went to United States instead because that is United States now. Or I go China. That's United States because we're all in one. There's no such thing as different country, different nation. It's just all big one Konoha, whatever. You know what I'm trying to say? I guess that's the point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think everybody will go back to the individual self in the end.
Yeah. Because
Otherwise,
because Naruto is okay. It's like the Mass Effect idea, you know. In the Mass Effect, you had the Reapers that wanted to assimilate everybody and be like, oh well, there's no war if everyone is the same. Well, Commander Shepard's the kind of guy that says, no, we all have to be different because it adds variety. But if we can all be different and still be friendly, that's true unity. Same thing with this one. Now I just kind of think like, we all can be different, but we have to understand that just because we're different does not mean we are not also the same.
right.
So we're all different, but we're all the same at the same time. We all want the same thing. So why not just say, keep what we have that's different, but also understand that we're all the same at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And we all could be one that way.
Yeah.
Everybody hates war. Everyone doesn't want to die. Nobody wants to be, something like that. At least until another Uchiha somehow comes back to life or nobody knows about.
What's your opinion?
I think that if Sasuke is allowed to live and reproduce, we're gonna have a Shinobi war.
I don't mean you're the answer. I'm talking about Steven? I'm sorry, I forgot names.
My answer on this whole, if they're gonna keep their headbands, probably, but maybe, I don't know, maybe they'll do sort of a United Nations thing where, maybe it's time we all find out what our problems really are and see if we can properly communicate amongst each other.
I feel like one big ass name.
Yeah. And
welcome to the Hidden Leaf Sound Water. You know what?
Just
Welcome
follow
to the hidden landmass. That's it.
If they actually agree to that, I want Minato to be the first one to call it. It's like, hey, Minato, you got a good name for us? Oh, hell yeah, I do. And then whatever the name you try to say, that'll be it. Like, okay, next person.
4 hours later. Okay, I'm done. Period. How are we gonna fit all that in a sign?
Or they could just say,
By the
more
way,
powerful.
why are they called the hidden villages if we have arrows pointing to where you should go to get to that village? You want to go to the hidden leaf village? Well, it's that way. It's not so hidden now, is it?
Or you just name a village. Name a village thing. That's more powerful than Batman, Superman, Spider-Man, the whole put together. That would be the best name. We could represent all in one. And y'all all stronger than the Hulk or Superman for once. Even though it's logically possible. Impossible, sorry. All right, next question.
Iceland is covered in grass, and grassland and Greenland is covered in ice.
How would it even share the system? Like, I like my city being sandy. I like my city being
I got it. We're gonna turn the hidden villages into Facebook. It's brilliant. The hidden Facebook village.
I can imagine right now. Hey Sakura, why are you mad at me? I see your status, single. He's like, are you trying to find another girl? Wait, I ain't update that crap. He's like,
it's complicated.
Oh wow. Okay, back to this.
What? Can you comment my farm? What?
Last comment from the same user. Hey, not comment. Question. Will Naruto get a new outfit given the state of his current one? I'm gonna be honest with you. I would say yes, completely, 100%, no doubt. But the more I think about it, it's possible he could still have his old look still. Why? Well, when you go back to the other characters, I mean, if I recall, Sakura did got a lot of beat up cuts in her clothing before. Sasuke lost his shirt at one point, and cuts and stab wounds, but he sure get a new one like nothing.
Yeah.
So what's to say for Naruto? Honestly, I would love Naruto to get a new suit. It would still be orange. So don't try to get your hopes up for no orange, otherwise the purpose would be destroyed. But point is, yeah, I would like to put
it. It would be a little ridiculous for the orange Hokage to wear blue.
Yeah.
It's a misnomer.
In a way, Minato was all blue.
Bye.
Give me a second.
Of course, we do have fan art, which we had this one fan art that I really liked, which Naruto basically looked like Minato, more or less, but instead of the white coat with the red, it was an orange coat with the black.
With black flames.
Yeah.
I saw it.
Yeah.
I saw some variations on those too. So.
Yeah, which I could foresee something like that.
Yeah, I can see something like that, but in a series, in any manga series, everyone has a limited wardrobe. By that I mean they only have one set of clothes, and that's it.
Yeah. Each character has only changed their wardrobe, what? Like, at most, somebody changed their wardrobe, 3 times?
Yeah, usually everyone will change their wardrobe at least once.
Yeah, you got, their Part 1 outfits, and you got their Part 2 outfits, and then you got, and then you got some of them wearing an actual, militarized outfits with the vest and the blue.
Yeah.
I do want them to go back to the old outfit, their characteristic outfit in the next part of the story. Just one time.
Naruto should always rock that coat, though. What, his sage coat? That's an awesome coat.
Yeah, Minato brought it up. Minato thought of that because it looks awesome. So why not?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that should have been a red flag that Minato is a dork for this. Yeah, I got my name in my cape. How awesome is that?
Naruto, do you know how you become a badass ninja? You gotta train really hard? No. You gotta get a higher status? No. You gotta create new jutsu? No. You get yourself a badass coat. And you have your name
Yeah.
written on the back, see?
I mean,
And you have wind blowing in your direction so that the coat can flow.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, I never noticed till now, but it's funny that it really does address his character by
And when
doing stuff. But like the fun, I don't know. I find it funny, but cool at the same time. It's like, hey, who are you? I don't remember you. Read the back. For Kage, awesome. It's cool how you just say read the back. Like you don't need to say it's like read the back.
Yeah.
I
This
find
way.
that yeah, I think that was our kind of red flag for thinking Minato is a bit of a yeah.
So when you walk away from your opponent who is burning with shame on the ground, as you walk away, they know who the motherfucker is. They gave it to him.
I still remember how much I was thrown off with Hashirama personality. Oh, cool! We was the five all the way to four Hokage. Actually, there's a fifth one. Fifth? Oh man, what is the fifth? Your granddaughter. Oh God of heaven, no.
Oh God, no.
Like it's just funny, like
Wait,
all that.
it's still there, right? Yeah, technically, it's still there. Oh, thank God.
The only one that kept it normal is Toby Rama. He's like, yeah, I don't care. He's gonna know the truth about Uchiha. They're shit. Hey, come on, man. You gotta be polite. No. You guys know the truth, and I'm just gonna straight off say it. They're shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Toby
Come on,
Rama.
you gotta be nice to him. I don't gotta do shit.
Toby
Yeah, you're crap.
Toby Rama. Toby Rama has no fight in the world.
We invite you to the Konoha Olympics, and what was your theme song? How could this happen to me? Made my mistakes. God, no. I was like, oh my God, who invited these people?
All right. So yeah, that's my answer.
More of a buzzkill than Buzz Killington.
Oh God. Your answer?
My answer on whether or not the
Not to get the outfit.
yeah, James, like I said with you, I think that probably they won't change their outfits because given most anime series, every character has a limited wardrobe, aka they only have one outfit.
Yeah.
And they'll only change it at the very least once.
Yeah. Wait. Okay.
It's always that. It reminds me of Doug Funny. You remember the episode where he's like, "Oh, I'm just like Dylan Farnham." No, he's dressed like me. Look at my wardrobe.
Yeah.
I've always dressed like this.
Green vest.
Hey, Mom, what do you think? Green vest or green vest?
It's like this one I wear on Monday. I think for whatever reason one storyline they seem to have one close when it comes to one storyline story. When it comes to multiple stories, they actually do change clothing. Well, at least, or maybe it's the fact because I'm only comparing with One Piece and Fairy Tail to the fact that ironically that Fairy Tail is somewhat a copy of One Piece. So maybe it's not the best example to see that in the anime world, not all anime actually keep the same clothes. Maybe they keep the same clothes if you're just one story only. But if you're in a multiple story, you expect changes, especially the female side. But maybe I'm wrong, you know.
Of course, you got Sword Art Online, which had the male changing more clothes than the female did. So.
Wait, which one?
Sword Art
Online.
Oh yeah.
Also in One Piece. Also in One Piece, Nami, for every arc that she's in, she changes her appearance.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the same thing for what's her name, Lucy from Fairy Tail. She changes for every arc. So that's what I'm saying. Maybe it's not the best example because it's ironic they copy. But who knows? Point is, the only one that makes you question how the hell you keep wearing the same one is probably DBZ. for Goku's sake. Goku actually has that same orange one for the past decades. But whatever. I don't mind too much at all.
Well, it's better than Gohan, who just kept copying everyone else's. I want to look like Piccolo. I want to look like my father. I want to look like this guy.
I want to look like Vegeta with the Saiyan off.
I want to look like a douchebag. Well, here's a superhero outfit. Yay!
But the funny thing is, only Vegeta managed to change. Why? At what part? The part where he had a pink shirt. He was fighting with that. So,
if you like it so much, you could have it. No, thank you.
He's the only one that actually changed outfit. When you think about it, he's the only character that changed outfit. He has a pink shirt and he fought with it. Come on. Anyway.
Only Dragon Ball Z character that'd rather be naked than wear a pink shirt. Any more questions?
Oh, okay. Now the questions from another user, Sushi.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm gonna find the. I'm trying to rearrange and make sure the question is asked properly instead of like keep jumping back and forth. So let's see. Okay. Is Obito done? Will Madara put his trump card on his side, and take over? So that's the two-part question.
I think Obito was done. I don't think Madara's done yet.
Yeah, Madara, he might pull a "you have outlived your usefulness" on Obito now.
But Obito's. You go.
Because now Obito isn't the Ten Tails Jinchuriki anymore, so that flower stopped blooming.
Well, we haven't seen a flower, to be honest.
Came close.
No, I mean, like, we haven't seen the flower at the moment right now.
Yeah.
They could plot twist by saying, like, yeah, they took out the Bijus, but why the plant is still up there? They could plot twist like that. It will make you go question mark when the next chapter arrives. Like, what the hell? Why the plant is still up there? If the Biju is out, what does it mean? You know, one of those plot twist things, the M. Night Shyamalan in your face moment.
Double rainbow. Anyway.
but keep going though. Oh, okay.
Okay, I foresee three things happening. One, Obito's down for the count.
Ding ding.
And Madara is gonna take over now. Two, Madara tries to take over where Obito left off. Obito tries to prevent him from doing that. Ends up sacrificing himself to do so. Gets redemption. Boom. Done. Over. Third option. Obito is not done. Tries to do something. One last thing, I guess. I doubt that this one. Or Obito is about to join Naruto's side for once and says, you know, I don't know if I could, like, gives the whole, I don't know if I can ever,
redeem,
like, make up for all the crap that I did. And Naruto is like, well, the best place to start is now. You know, one of those speeches. It's just one step at a time, that kind of thing. And then you see Madara do the whole, I'm gonna swiftly come up behind him and put a whole sword through his chest because I'm evil and wah ha 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 ha. You know?
Yeah, my idea of you've outlived your usefulness.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the problem. Okay, I'll be honest.
It's inevitable. I mean.
Yeah. No, but my confusion begins as soon as I saw the Bijus are out. That's where my confusion truly begins. I'm like, okay, Bijus are out. Madara, what's your plan? Like, I'm really, really, really lost what he's gonna do. Now, there's two things that could happen. Okay, is Obito done? I'm gonna go say 75% yes. Not done. There could be one more talk no Jetsu, and I think that reflects to another question, but I'll ask that later. But anyway, What Madara would do next? That I have no idea because the Bijus are out. I used to predict that before the Biju would get extracted, Obito Madara managed to control Obito's body and then they'll make it extracted. But he controls Obito's body now as Madara himself. I thought that was gonna go that route for some reason. But now the Biju is out. What can Madara could do? Nothing. He can't do nothing. He's dead still, technically speaking, or undead if you wanted to really, you know, really call it that. So what? I don't understand. The only thing I can see now is this: Madara could could die in this volume, or he could have one more volume that reflects on him. And it's not far fetched to think about Madara could die in this volume because we still have three more volumes left. And the next volume could be like, probably finish the whole talk no Jutsu unless it's already done. The no talk no Jutsu has already been done. But then you have Madara in the cliffhanger. Chapter 9. Madara is about to try to kill everybody since the plan is already ruined. And then Obito did something heroic, but at the same time, he gets himself killed. So chapter 10 is his final redemption of Obito before he dies. There you go. The whole volume is done. So that's one way to make it work. Now, if you want to have another volume, well, I can't predict that because I'll be all on you. So I'm still confused why Madara is like just chilling in the background, unless he literally gonna say "we surrender," like, "I surrender" at the very next chapter, because I'm really, really lost. Like he was very confident about the whole, the whole thing is gonna end the world, and you got 15 minutes. I'm just gonna keep fighting you, Hashirama. Does he even realize, like, if he looks back just once, he'd be like, "Oh crap, he lost." So I'm confused. It could go to a comedy route that he actually didn't predict this at all. He's like, "Well, I did not see this coming," or he could be like, "Haha, it's just as planned. You screw yourself over, Hashirama." But I really don't know, and it's best if I don't predict. I'm done. I have more questions, but I mean, I'm done answering.
Okay.
Yeah. So, okay. What was the same question by the same person? Well, not same question. More question from the same person. What was the meaning of the last sentence in 654, which is Rin, quote unquote? Like, is the talk over? What does that foreshadow? Reunion, parallel, whatever. Your thoughts. I'll let that guys answer first.
I'm sorry, could you repeat it again? I'm sort of confused on it.
Basically, what the person's asking is, what's the meaning behind that last word, Rin? Like the way how the chapter ended with him looking at his hand with the sad face.
I get it now.
Okay.
So, what's the meaning behind the last word Rin and the whole looking up at the moon only at his hand thing? Yeah. I honestly don't really know. Probably because I don't understand Japanese culture all too well. I mean, I know a good chunk of Japanese culture, but I don't understand why he would look up to the moon and then hold his hand up and just say Rin. Maybe it's just symbolizing his lost dream, or you know what? He's looking up through the flower. Maybe that it's the on top where he sees the moon. That's the hole, and he's filling up the hole with Rin. And the hands, the metaphor for the symbolic metaphor for filling up the hole.
So you don't think it foreshadows for the next chapter?
No, I don't think so. No.
So you believe the talk is done?
What I believe is that Madara will give a "you have outlived your usefulness" stab to the back sort of thing.
Yeah, but what he's gonna do? You got so many Edos to fight. He still got those guys to fight, and he can't do Moon Knight plan. The best he can do is kill everybody off while he still can.
But he's still immortal.
Yeah, I know, but so is the other Itos. That's the problem.
I have an idea.
I'm listening.
Well,
Let them tell it.
since all the stuff that was used to make up the tree is out, does that mean that the gourd is back out again?
The gore.
Yeah, remember the Sage the Six Pack gourd that could seal anybody?
Oh yeah. I don't
Maybe it could
know.
be used to seal Madara.
Well, like I said, you got three. Like I said, we got 3 chapters left, and you could just do that. You could kill Madara in chapter 9 or chapter 10, wherever first there, bro. Like I said, he could die as the Star Wars Episode 6 style. That seems likely right now.
Oh, Yamper the motherfucker!
Yeah.
Obito just picks up Madara and just chucks him into a power core.
Okay,
Yeah,
not like
the
that,
motherfucker.
Okay, not like that, because there's no. Well, maybe if they were at the top of the tree, that would actually do works. You just toss them off
I
the
will
tree.
not die, a monster.
Your thoughts, James?
I think it's more of the rain at the end. I think it's more of like a revelation of him going like, like what the hell have I been doing this whole time? Look how weak I am. I made promises to you and I broke every single one. You probably so disappointed me now.
Oh hell yeah, I am. Go on.
So it's basically like it's him. Basically, so we have all these chapters of him thinking about this promise and what he's gonna do and what he promised her to do. And now he's regretting everything, saying that, like, I broke the promises. I haven't been keeping my word. I'm a bad person.
Yeah.
Well, the people you killed, Obito, isn't that crap? Well, okay, that's a side effect. But, I promised to protect everyone, you being a Hokage, and here I was the one that was killing everybody.
Yeah.
So it's kind of him, like, just basically regretting everything and him being like, I failed you, Rin. I failed everything. So it's him just basically regretting it. I don't think it foreshadows really them meeting up again, but it just...
So you think the Togno just ended?
Yeah.
Okay. Likewise for a lot of people, but I do think I'll say the talk no Jutsu part is done, but that doesn't mean the talk is done. I'll say that I think the next chapter could have more talking, but this time him laying the ground and probably get to his revelation completely, especially if maybe now it's possible that Minato and finally Kakashi and maybe Naruto himself will come near to his body and then talks to him one last time to understand the entire meaning. So then Obito can finally give them the appreciation that they've been trying to tell them for a while about this whole, you don't need to go this different route or because of or because of one big loss. It's one big loss, sure, but you can't just stop and run away. You got to keep going, and even if it's the worst thing that could ever happen to your life, that doesn't mean you guys drop everything. I mean, technically speaking, she's just up there now, just watching you, and hopefully you could do it. But nope, you just abandoned all of that. So Kakashi got the best way of saying it. Minato could address it too, since he does know that Obito loves Rin, and Naruto the same as well, since he knows that it's tragic that he has to go to that route, but that doesn't mean he should stop. So yeah, I think he's getting to his mental back normal, and I think it will have one more last talking with the rest of the characters in order to get the justification that he needs. But yeah, I think Madara might step in, just like, nope, you're no use anymore. Boom, die or something. I don't know. I really don't know with Madara. Madara is just a weird case of a character. Because I keep picturing saying like, oh man, I have no other plans. I literally have no other plans, so I might as well die in the next chapter. This is all your fault.
Oh, I'm a Japanese man. I had a bad day. I think I'm gonna go kill myself.
Oh, no.
No, this is a racial profiling.
We're going to hell.
Oh my
Well,
god.
here we are.
There are
You know,
things. There are things I find funny and things that should not be joked about,
Yeah.
and that's why I'm going to hell.
Yeah. What's my hell? I'm surrounded by Naruhina fans. Ah! Oh well.
Hey, I'm winning the casino. Must
Oh
be
well,
in
at least they can't
heaven.
beat me up. They just yell at me really loud.
It's still hell.
Yeah.
All right. Next. Will Naruto make some United Nation-ish organization when the war is over?
Did we just answer that?
Yeah, you can say that, but you could just say
Yeah,
yes or no.
Yes, maybe. There's my answer. I'm not explaining.
Yes or no? United Nations? Yes or no? Or
Or
maybe.
It's a maybe, like I said before, I don't think they were all united as one giant country. I just think they will be the separate, but I think they will make the Iron Country into a United Nation country at one point. It's possible. Instead of like only the time they go all united with the samurai, with the exception of the samurais. I mean, so maybe they will make that country into a
Yeah,
United Nation
screw them.
place. Screw the samurai. Move on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
This
possible.
Mifune guy showed up with what? Which I still question how the hell did he get there? I mean, we haven't seen
Wait.
him for like so long, and all of a sudden, hey, look, I'm here fighting Obito with you guys. Where'd you come from?
Don't forget we're samurais.
Go start a Power Rangers franchise.
All right. Last question.
Well, I got one question after that, but
Well, last
have.
question from the person, and I have in
Yeah.
general. All right. I'm gonna answer this right away. Let's see. So, what is your prediction for the future cover, as in this one? I'll give you the answer after the next chapter. That's my answer.
Well, totally gonna have Hinata standing above Rin's dead body with Naruto looking on,
That seems such a.
and then Naruto's gonna look like he's gonna have an epiphany. Either that, or we're gonna have the whole cover with just people with constipation faces on.
That would be hilarious.
Well, I mean, it makes sense considering people always seeing how people kept saying how this was a shitty end to this arc, but
Well, the arc hasn't ended yet. But yeah, go on.
I reemphasize a shitty end to this arc. No one's gonna be happy, no matter what comes out of this. No one's going to be happy.
I'll give you the very least. Topic, Naruto and Obito. At the very least for now. That's my only prediction. But I'll give you the final one after the next chapter.
It's gonna be Obito standing there with Rin in the background.
It could be it could be similar. It could either play similar to Nagato and Naruto, or it could be similar to that, but with the team itself side by side. That's the only thing I can see. But like I say, it all depends on the next chapter.
Yeah.
So I'll give you my answer for the next chapter. But right now, if you look back to the whole chapter itself, not chapter itself, the whole volume set so far, it has been Naruto and Obito connection so far.
We are connected. You'll never be alone. We walk together forever down the road. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's the answer.
That's your answer.
Yeah.
Okay. What about you?
Well, I suppose I'll go with you. I'll go with you for life. I'll just wait until this volume ends before I can.
Well, I was suggesting the next chapter, but yeah, you can do volume end too.
Yeah. So maybe here's my joke answer. Maybe it'll be Naruto and Obito, and each of them are holding boxing gloves, and they're doing that thing where the where the two opponents have to tap each other's hands, like boom, boom, and then start the fight. So like they're in the middle of doing that, and Madara's the referee, and Madara's the referee, and Sakura's Adrian.
Obito Uchiha's Punch Out.
Must break you.
Just don't get defeated by Glass Joe. Glass Jaw Joe.
I pity the fool. But wait, which character was Obito based off? Apollo?
Mike Tyson.
He's based off Ivan Drago.
I must break you.
I must break you.
But he's already a robot before, so why not?
America. Anyway, what? Wait. No jokes about Hinata being DP'd by Naruto and Obito? Now that would be a cover to see.
But yeah, that's the answer.
Yeah. That's
All right, James. What's questions you've received?
All right. This is given to me by YouTube. This is a question from Kamon772. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Kamon. KAMON 772. They ask, I never get just what about Hinata made her so beloved. When she barely showed up at all in the manga, and everyone claims to dislike fillers. Hinata got half of her screen time, unlike very, very recently. I'm guessing what you're asking is, why is Hinata so popular?
Think it's Boba.
Huh?
Oh, I was gonna say think it's Boba Fett. You got your answer.
Well, Boba Fett's badass, Hinata's just annoying.
Yeah, but he was only. I know, but the thing is, Boba Fett would only appear in the horrible special, and yet he got popular beyond belief.
Yeah.
So there you go. What's the answer to that?
Can't mess with me.
No
I'll put the balls in
freaking
your mouth like Boba Tea.
So the answer for me is I have no freaking idea.
Yeah. Which, by the way, in his own story, he got eaten by the same monster twice.
Wow. That's one thing.
Unlike the movies, Boba Fett actually survives that fall into the pit.
Because the monster can't digest his armor.
Or, like, because he eats the people whole. That just blasts his way out, quite literally.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can answer.
But okay, this has been the number one question NaruSaku fans have to the Naruhito fans, and with respect, this is the same question that they asked a similar question to us about NaruSaku, why we like Sakura so much.
Mm-hmm.
We have discussions on the forum on why this could be it, and I even brought up, if anyone remembers, I have actually brought up a topic, and it was like I didn't understand why Sakura is so hated, especially when there are tsunderes that are not only worse, but actually more well-liked despite them being worse than Sakura.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And I came to the conclusion that it's just because they love Hinata so much, and they see Sakura as a threat, which is the reason why they hate her. But anyway, I digress. The reason why Hinata is so popular, is it because she's Moe? I don't think so. Is it because she has big boobs? It's part of it, but I don't think that's it either. Is it because that she likes Naruto? I don't think it's that either. What I really think, and I've come to the conclusion about this one, what I really think why she is popular is because she's subservient. Okay? She's the kind of girl that is willing to do anything for Naruto. She's bending over in front of him saying, "Give it to me, boy. I want it now." Okay? This is the kind of girl that actually goes up to you and says, "I'm willing to jump off the bridge if you ask me to." You know, it's like I brought up the from SpongeBob when he's like, "Hi, Kevin. Hi." You know, and I've said this many times before. This is why I think she's popular. Is because for some odd reason people like that in a girl now. But you're probably gonna ask me, well, then why does girls like Hinata like that? And I'm like, because they're too busy focusing on the part 1 Hinata, where she's so cute and so shy, and oh my god, she's so innocent. She loves the main character, and he's so stupid because he doesn't see her. And But I
That
digress.
character represents me.
Yeah. It's so mean. Yeah. And then you realize that it actually mostly like Sakura who ends up falling for the goddamn jock who doesn't, who doesn't give a crap about you, doesn't really care about you, but you
This
think
girl
that
grow up to be
you
a
can
wife
change
beater,
him.
by the way.
Huh?
Who's
She
going to
grew
grow
up-
up to be a wife beater, by the way.
Yeah, but you girls had this. Not all girls, most girls that I've met, anyway, from my high school, were the kind of girls that are like, I can change him. No, you can't. Okay, ladies. Guys are simple. It's pretty straightforward when it comes to this. If a guy is a jerk ass, you're not gonna change him.
Nope.
Okay, just you being around there is not gonna
And if
change.
you if you end up with him, don't worry, he will find another one in a
Yeah,
matter of
he'll
2
cheat on
minutes.
you, so don't worry about that.
Yep.
And you have no one to blame but yourself. But again, why did they like Hinata so much? I think it's because she's subservient. That's really my biggest thing. It's because she's so willing, like it's disgustingly subservient because she's like so willing to do anything to get Naruto's attention. She's so willing. Like if I bet you $10, I put it right on the table that if somebody told Hinata in the manga, well, all you have to do, Hinata, is to get Naruto's attention is to run around the town naked, she would probably do it. She would probably do it.
I
Hands
like
down.
a fan service, but yeah, she would probably do it.
Yeah. And
But I
yeah,
can't have my fun.
her big boobs help and everything like that. But if that's the case, why isn't Tsunade more popular? She has the biggest boobs out of anything
Oh,
else.
it's a little bit overdoing.
Well, Tsunade is also 50, and her boobs are probably veiny
Hey,
by
hey,
now.
she's a MILF. She is a total MILF.
Funny how
Or
that
actually,
doesn't like it.
seeing how old she is, she's probably a G MILF.
Yeah, that's true.
But I've thought about it, and I just like everyone says, "Oh, I like Hinata for this reason. I like Hinata for that reason." I was like, but I don't get it. Like, okay, if you hate Sakura and you like Hinata because one's a tsundere and one's a moe, then why is Haruhi so popular and Mikuru isn't? Because they're pretty much the same. Mikuru is the moe shy character, and I don't see her fan base that rabid about her.
Maybe
I don't
because
see them that violent when they come to debating why she should be with
you know,
what's the guy's name?
I forgot the guy's name too.
Uh,
Why don't you
Yeah,
look up? Why don't you look him up?
Yeah,
So look him up.
you want to know what's also the problem in terms of the hate level for Sakura is patience, and I think I said this already in the forum, but I have said, when it comes to a whole new character or like who's this new female character in my life, whatever stuff like that, that usually happens. But at the same time, you become a friend in the first episode or the first chapter or the second chapter of the episode. For Sakura, you gotta wait a while. You gotta see how everything's transforming into respect. So people probably lost patience and screw it. I hate this bitch. It's like that. That's that's somewhat a reality, and I believe that's the truth. Because what you said is like why everybody else who is like very tsundere and much worse than Sakura gets no hate credit. Whereas, like I said, the Sakura, you gotta be patient with her because she's all about slowly transformation, not like, oh yeah, he's like, who are you? I'm Sakura, and I hate you, and stuff like that. And then by the end of the episode, you know what? You're not a bad person. It's like, you're still an idiot, but we could fix you up. Stuff like that. Like in Bleach, it's right away to become friend, but Ichigo still has to understand what's this world going to be like now if he has a Reaper, or like Fairy Tale. Lucy find the Fairy Tale guild by seeing Natsu. But she doesn't know how that world is going to be like from this day forward. And in the second episode, she starts to adjust. Point is, Naruto is all about like timing, and it does shows. So pretty much, I'm saying is people wants to right away be a friend. If you're not a friend in fifth episode, I hate y'all both. or I hate this character. That's pretty much it. That's one of my assumptions at least. So I don't know. To me, I do think that has a part of it though.
Keon, by the way, that's the name of the guy.
Oh, okay, there we go, Keon, yeah.
Keon.
And yeah, and well, for the record, well, I understand when you compare the women one, but for the record, the kind of character that guy is, he's more of a guy that needs a venture or needs a livelihood. So Haruhi is the best fit for that kind of guy that he for that kind of girl he needs. There's always that kind of people. You always need that same. You always need those right chemistry, I guess you could say. If this guy is a guy who's too bored of his life, you need somebody who's too alive. Or if this guy is too alive, you need somebody who's too strict. Who's not too strict, but alive, but at the same time strict about it, so he has to calm him down. If you got a guy who's like need a meaning of life, you will find you either mix with a lively girl or you mix with a girl who's very mysterious, like Clanhead, very like what's with her with a strange talk, or why he had to honor her. Oh God, you know what? I'll help her, and then it would just come together. So those are the chemistries. Sakura has to pretend to be a whole new person just to make Sasuke chemistry work, which it don't even work to begin with. So there you have it. For Hinata and Naruto, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna work. It's gonna work as a friend base, but it's not gonna work as a love base. I mean, look at the Haruhi, the show that you was talking about earlier again. They're friends, and that's it. You could be a good friend, but that's about it.
Of course, there's always an opposite. With Haruhi, he's in love with Mikuru and thinks that she's cute and thinks that he wants to be with her, and then everyone wants him to go with Haruhi.
Yeah.
So maybe it's just because it's the opposite, because it's not the obvious choice. Well,
So
the main
you're
character
saying-
loves this girl. Well, then we want the opposite to happen. Okay.
Is that the same case for Love Hina too?
I guess. I mean, I don't know.
But that again, that's another example. Naru, more
She's-
extreme tsundere than Sakura. Then you got what's her face, Shinobu, who is the moe character. Okay, she's a little young. I know that, but I'm just saying for the record, you got Shinobu, who's also been shown to love Keitaro, who has admitted it on many occasions that she is in love with Keitaro and wants to be with him. In fact, okay, funny story, but anyway, she's the moe character. She's a shy moe character. In fact, she even looks like Hinata. Same hairstyle, dark color.
I think in the anime version, it sounds like it's the same voice actress, but I could be wrong. I haven't seen the show in a long time.
I don't know. I don't know, but again, why? So why isn't there this big violent rush of fandom on Shinobu's side saying, "Oh, well, this is crap," Like, well, the Keitaro should totally be with Shinobu because Naruto doesn't, because Narusagara doesn't, because Narusagara, shut up, because Narusagara doesn't really love him. She's so abusive to him. All she ever does is hit him. She doesn't care about him. But like, why is Naruto so different?
Well, here's the problem. Love Hina is popular in a low level. Naruto is a DBZ popular.
So it's the mainstream.
Yes.
Okay.
The mainstream caused the problem.
Okay. Mainstream.
Think it's Call of Duty. If Call of Duty wasn't mainstream popular, we probably have to buy yearly Call of Duty games, not yearly Call of Duty games. Think about it. You think, to be honest, I think that's possible. If it wasn't that mainstream, it would have a bi-yearly Call of Duty instead of yearly Call of Duty. So when you're mainstream, you gotta keep up. You gotta either keep up or you gotta just go with some demands. And if you don't go with demands, well, the fans will be like bringing up random stories of their own. That's why fanfic happens, because we keep hearing so many. That part won't ever happen in the manga, but it's a nice idea. Just put it there in your story list. Well, you know what? We should call it fanfic.
Oh, okay, we'll bring up a
Sure.
mainstream then. We'll bring up mainstream. Bleach. Okay.
Bleach is mainstream. It lost
Yeah,
its
Bleach is
mainstream.
Yeah.
Bleach is
Gotta-
mainstream,
Okay.
but
One Piece,
it's
Bleach, and Naruto have been the big three mainstream.
yeah the Triforce after
Yeah,
DBZ.
the trifecta mainstream of anime. But
Yeah,
anyway,
but okay, go.
I'm just it.
Okay, how about this?
I've heard a bigger commotion about Ichigo and Riku fans than I have about Ichigo and Orihime fans. And
Well,
Riku is the Tsundere and Orihime is the Moe.
well, more or less. I can't say she's that shy. She's just not clumsy. Well, she's clumsy at times. She's more of like a playful character, not like a shy character. She's more like a ditzy character, I guess you could say.
But
If you read the manga, didn't
yeah,
you?
but yeah, I did. But I'm just saying, if it's the fact that people hate Tsunderes, then why do they support
Don't-
Ichigo and Riku? Who Riku
But-
I could be considered a Tsundere because she has done stuff.
No, she is. She is.
Yeah.
But that's
So
but the
why is
but-
that more popular though?
but well, the thing is, two things. It's possible that what I just said earlier is in that effect. Again, Rukia and Ichigo became friends by the end of the first episode. I mean, yeah, Ichigo had to adjust the new world he's about to go, but they're still friends. Again, Naruto and Sakura, even Naruto loves her, they're not friends because Sakura huge dislike. So it's gonna give you time to try to see the evolution. But again, nobody has that patience. So therefore, if you don't be friends in 5 episodes, I hate you. Pretty much. A lot of people mix up with those pretty girls in those cartoon shows like Danny Phantom, Fairly Odd Parents. I can't believe you said, or Hey Arnold. You always got that very one-dimensional popular character that screw her. Go with the other girl. You know what I mean?
So basically, what you're telling me is everyone's a goddamn hypocrite.
Yeah.
That's basically what you're telling me. Was that
I get-
it's an anime by anime basis. It's not because people hate Tsunderes. It's not because people like Moe. It's not because of these real logical reasoning. It's just because Naruto is just different.
I guess.
I mean, that's basically the conclusion I've come up with. This is why I think this is why it's not any of those reasons, but the fact that Hinata is subservient.
I guess so. Well, another reason is Bleach is mainstream, but let's try to do like this. Okay, I'll give two examples. Naruto and Bleach, they're both mainstream popular, sure, but one of them is like not double the power of popularity, but one of them are like even. I'm not sure what's more than quadruple. I'm not sure what's the word for it, but it's more than that.
Quintuple.
Quintuple. One of them is quintuple popular than the other. Like for example, two examples. You got Call of Duty and Assassin's Creed. Which game do you think is gonna hit $1 billion first? It's gonna be Call of Duty.
Not this one.
Well, not this one. But the point is, Grand Theft Auto versus Assassin's Creed. Who's gonna hit $1 billion?
Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, that's better.
Because it's a mainstream popular. It's popular beyond belief. It will hit $1 million because everybody cares about that game. Assassin's Creed, you have popular people, but it's not gonna make you $1 billion in one day. So another example for this. So that's for Bleach. It'll be Assassin's Creed, and Naruto will be the Grand Theft Auto. In popularity, not in terms of quality. I'm talking about popularity.
Okay.
So, or another example for USA, we have Gundam Wing and DBZ. Gundam Wing helped elevate Gundam in United States, sure, but was it popular as DBZ? Hell no. So pretty much Naruto and DBZ that's your connection. Bleach and I guess Gundam Wing or anything that's like good mainstream, but not that impact to the life of United States mainstream. So what I'm basically trying to say is Bleach didn't have too much effect in terms of like, well, I don't like this Rukia character because she's such a tsundere. So pretty much Naruto got more people with more critics and more immaturity minds of hypocrites and BS excuses. Another word for Sakura. I mean, why you think Kishi keeps saying? Why you think Kishi once said like, "Huh, I don't know if it's like I don't get what I did. I don't get what I'm doing wrong." But for their respect, I guess I would make her more heroine for this point forward. Like it felt like to me, it felt like I did the realistic way. So why the hell you can't appreciate it? You know what I mean? Do I have to make it super?
Yeah.
Do I make her do a Kamehameha to make her like you? Do I have to do that? Or like how at one point he acts like I'm curious, but I'm like I actually is Sakura being liked in United States because he doesn't know because to him it seems like United States is very vague for him. Like he doesn't know what the hell is United States thinking of her.
Yeah.
So they didn't answer her like, "Oh no, she got hated hard. I'm sorry, Kishi." They didn't answer him that, but he did ask does the people in the United States likes her. He never got the answer, but he questioned that.
Next question.
Hey, wait, I haven't given my answer. You two have such long ass. James, yours is the longest this time. For life, your answer is short. James, you got the long ass answer this time. I mean,
Hey.
we debated on it.
Hey.
No. I'm speaking now. My answer, James. As soon as For Life asked this, I was immediately thinking of it.
Okay.
But since you answered first, this is going to seem like I'm ripping off of you, so I'm just going to acknowledge that you said this first.
Okay.
But I think the reason why Hinata is more why she's popular is because some people can identify with her, because essentially when you create fiction, you have to create, you're creating it from a piece of yourself. So a lot of people see themselves in Hinata, either boys or girls.
Oh, well, that's well.
I took that completely wrong.
Oh,
Yeah, guys
goodness.
see themselves in Hinata all night.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
one. Here's another.
sex here.
Here's another problem. Yeah, in Naruto, we introduced Hinata already shy, and in episode one, no less, but already shy and already giving you the idea like, oh, she's a shy person who likes the guy. For Bleach, you don't get that. You just got, dumb being dumb themselves. Not like where he just sees Ichigo and then he just started blushing. And then he's like, one day I want to tell her I love him. Like that. There is nothing like that. So therefore, nobody could relate anyone yet. They could just enjoy the ride. So there you have it. That's one way to counter you. All right, you can keep going,
To give a counterpoint, I don't want to give a counterpoint. You two have given, James, you've given the longest answer, so I'm not even going to bother giving a counterpoint. I'm just going to stick with it. I'm just going to stick with it. Some people see themselves in her, identify themselves.
But you're not. Ladies, you're not. Some of you say like, "Oh, I can appreciate Hinata and I'm just like her in every way." No, you're not. Okay? If there was a boy that was in love with you and you completely blew him off to the point of being violent with him, you're not Hinata.
You can't be related to the person who mistakenly loves someone, the wrong person. Nobody can relate that. I'm surprised nobody can say that because I see a lot of people could really relate to that, but not admit to that. I mean, I could kind of say I could admit that I love a wrong person at first sight. That's just my fault. So you telling me you never made a mistake? I love this guy and I still do, even though he just kicked me. Like you never have that. Never. You can't be serious because I know there are people that had mistakenly got the wrong guy or the wrong girl.
Yeah. I I mm. I guess what bothers me is like I just can't admit I just can't accept the fact that it's like they hate her because she's a tsundere. Well, that's like playing Saints Row and saying I hate this game because it's free roam, that you think GTA is the greatest game of all time. But that's also a free roam game. You said you hate those kind of games.
I know what you're saying.
Well, GTA is different. No, it isn't.
Well, yeah, open free roam. Yeah, they're the same.
I
I
don't understand how you
mean,
can hate Sakura, but you like Narusaku from Love Hina, who is worse. How can you hate Sakura but like this other tsundere character from another series?
you should be lucky that you should be lucky that her character Naosugawa, she got a scapegoat by admitting that he's kind of cute in the very beginning of the first chapter or episode. So y'all got a scapegoat before you think like, oh, they're never gonna be friends. Even though Narusaga didn't like Ketaro at the beginning too. I mean, I remember her before closing doors like, I hate you. It's like so I don't get it. Yeah, I think the Tsundere excuse is BS, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody starts to hate one character to begin with. I mean, yeah, they become friends rapidly, but still, point is, they still hate the character at the first glance or think they're just moron at the first glance. I mean, I think Chidori did the same. It's like, this guy's weird and stupid.
Yeah, and I've asked some Naruhina fans straight up. I go, "Why do you hate Sakura?" And every single one that has given me the answer because she's a tsundere. And I go, "Okay, do you like this character and this character, and this character?" They go, like, "Yeah, I kind of like them. They're really funny. I think they're amazing and stuff like that. And it has a really nice ending to them." I go, "Well, why don't you hate them? They're tsunderes. They're
That's
straight up
different.
tsunderes." And it's like, "Oh, well, it's different." No, it isn't.
I think where it draws the line that I gave up with debating was the Road to Ninja one. When you saw the opposite, that praise instead. I'm like, well, she's literally actually worse than Richard. Actually worse than you, Sundari, just for the record. And it's like, I'm cool. I don't get
Uh,
it.
yeah, okay. Any you Narhina fans, if you tell me that you hate Sakura because she's a tsundere, but like AU, but absolutely fall in love with AU Hinata, thinking she's so great, you are full of crap. Get out of my podcast. Do not debate with me. You have basically blown up your own ship with that one. So shut up, sit there, and if you have another reason why you don't like Sakura because for whatever reason, but I better not see any contradiction anywhere because I will hold it against you very hard.
Well, for the record, I do like AU Hinata. I do. Probably because there's more fun to her
Yeah.
rather than more to her.
And like I said, I don't hate Hinata that much. I don't hate her because of what she is. I hate her because she's so one-dimensional. That's why. There's no real depth to her in this manga, and I blame Kishimoto for that one because it's all he's ever made her is pairing fodder.
Well, I don't know. I mean, if she's made for parent fodder, then that means she would actually get his boy dream, her boy dream. Sorry,
Wait,
and
Dream? Wait a minute. What are you saying for life?
I'm saying, maybe. I mean, no, I don't know. No, my point is, it's not really Kishi's fault. It's more like it's more like the people's fault for actually thinking that we just hit jackpot with this character. Where in reality, the jackpot character is actually Shikamaru, the only side character that got the main character treatment.
Okay, it's both their faults.
Well, yeah, but it seems to me that Kishi was already done with Hinata, only to bring her back with more depth of the same characteristic because of the fans. I mean, it's not a bad thing, but again, you're not going to go deeper. You're not going to be like, well, this is the time where Hinata understands Naruto completely. His dark past, his hatred,
his anger on being a Jinjukin, his everything, his emotion, the Sasuke connection, all that stuff. That's not her character. That never was her character to begin with. So whenever you think that's going to be like that for her, you're wrong because that's not her character. That's not her character at all.
So
Hmm?
you're saying that Hinata's character from the very start is the very idea that she's going through.
Wait, what?
Okay. Like the role that she is now, like I'm saying I don't like because all she is pairing fighter, and you're basically telling me you can't really blame Kishi because what if that was the plan the whole time? That she's supposed to be the pairing fodder.
No,
That's
I didn't say that. No, not a parent father. I think that's our. I think that's our. I think that's just us to make a what I think is like a lot of series does create a like, oh yeah, these two could be a love romance, but I'm not gonna answer for it. You do that in your fanfic, but I could do that maybe if I feel like in the epilogue, like like SDs, the SD series, they pretty much put their 2 cents and probably not only exaggerate, but probably would like to see this happening, I'm not sure. Like I can't really say if Kishimoto was too serious about Neji Hina, but he does acknowledge that Neji gained more respect because after all that redemption that he has to go through. But where with that storyline right there, that you could create a fanfic out of that, where continue with a story like, oh yeah, let me continue with a story by using that kind of story. I think it's like how Star Wars, like how Star Wars have this one character, but he's like such a side character. And he doesn't get that much story in the actual series, like the old episodes 1 through 6. But then they would use Clone Wars to make that character more alive, more 3 dimension. It's like that. It's up to you to do that story part. But as the main guy, like Kishimoto himself, he's only going to care about the main guys, the main character, the Team Seven, and a little this and that. But he's not gonna go too diverse with those because that's not his work. That's not his job. So pretty much she just did like, okay, I'm gonna make Hinata legitimately loves Naruto, but I'm not gonna make them together. I'm just gonna give you the fact that she loves that guy. Now you go. So he just gives you a plan, a blueprint of the characters, and then you can mess around with it. That's what I'm trying to say.
So what role does Hinata play?
Idol.
An idol.
Yeah. No, not her being an idol, but the fact how Naruto is an idol to her. Think about it. When you go back to Pain arc.
So she's a roadie.
I don't know what it really means to be honest, but sure.
Roadies are these like fangirls that follow the band around and occasionally, if they have to, sleep with the band because the band gets lonely.
Well,
Yep.
no, well, okay. The reason why the Pain arc went the way it did is because in that arc, it's all about a lot of people individual respect for Naruto. You got Ibuzu, representing the village respect. You got Konohamaru respecting him as a teacher. You got Hinata respecting him as an idol to the point that she fall in love for him. You got Sakura to the point that that's her shiny armor, shiny knight. Sorry, that's her. Basically, a hint for romance in the future. Tsunade, he appreciate him for being the news to be the hope of Konoha, to be the one that could actually become a Hokage. It's all about appreciation in that arc. So when Hinata jumps in, it makes sense more or less for her to address that kind of story. Her part of the reason why she jumped in. Yeah, it's selfish, but the point is she still addressed the meaning of Naruto for her character, and it all goes down to being idol because she was like, oh yeah, I sucked, and I pretty much don't think I could do good. But seeing you doing that, it makes me like, hey, I can do it too. I see you like a hero. Like it's like if you see a superhero doing something cool, and then you're like, holy crap, he's so awesome, and then he got that cool cheesy quote, and then you be like, you idolize him so much, so you follow him too.
So it's like that for Hinata. Like she doesn't know if she will be any good, but then when she see Naruto keep pushing forward, there you go. That's her drive because she's not giving up. So it still connects to the idolizing thing. So Hinata was never going to be any character that's like Sakura, all about understanding his his person as him as a person. So that's not Kishi's job. That's just our fanfic job to do her, to make her into a different character all in all. So yeah. I just gave myself a fist pound.
Sure.
So yeah.
I'm sorry, this still looks bad in my eyes. So we've gone from I made her pairing fodder to I don't really give a crap. We're not gonna give her any role. You're just gonna basically fill that one in yourself.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna tell you what she's not gonna be, and she's not gonna be Naruto's girlfriend. Okay.
if you ask me, whoever knows him the most wins, and so far Sakura wins. I don't know. That seems to be the case. Whoever knows him the most in terms of like a potential love interest would be the winner. And I haven't seen it. I haven't seen myself being wrong yet.
Well, according to Naruto, it's Sasuke.
Well, no, I talk about female, the opposite sex, whatever.
Oh. Well, if that's the case, Tsunade. I'm kidding, of course.
Yeah, I know. I think. But yeah, that's usually the case so far. Even DBZ. I don't know how that. Not DBZ, DB.
Well, I've come to two conclusions in the end.
Okay.
They love Hinata because
Wait, don't anybody hate Chi-Chi or Bo?
they love Hinata for whatever reason.
They do?
What?
Okay. No, actually, never mind. Go.
They love Hinata for whatever reason, and they hate Sakura not because she's a tsundere, not because she hits Naruto, not because she is like this, not because she used to love Sasuke, not because they don't like the way she looks. In fact, it's none of those reasons. The only reason why they hate Sakura is because they see her as a threat to their pairing choice. That's why they hate her. They can make all these excuses all they want that they hate her because they don't like her character. Oh, she doesn't have big boobs. All these, no, those are moot points. They hate her because they see her as a threat. And you know why? You know why I know they see her as a threat? Because every single romantic scene with her and Naruto, they always replace the scene with Hinata instead.
A lot of tsundere don't have big boobs. A lot of tsundere, and if they do, they will have a big behind with it. But basically, it's like pretty much is like this. You got three choice. Four choice actually. Right? I think you got three choice. You're flat all around. You got a big behind, or you got a big boob and behind. That's your three choice. You can't have big boob and that'll be it. For whatever reason, I have no idea why. Now, for shy characters, you can get big boob or you can get big both. That's it. But if you're young, you'll be a lolly.
So, Steve, what do you want to add to this?
Well,
I quit. I'm scared.
I don't know. I think she's just been overly glorified at this point. If if Naruhina can't die down at this point, then people are stupid.
It's not Naruhina. Well, Jess at least. It's more of a Hinata.
They're not stupid. They're blind.
Look.
If they can be blind to the truth, then that means they're stupid. That's like denying the Holocaust ever happened, or that HIV is the I cannot talk tonight. I don't
Wait,
know
the
why.
Holocaust happened?
Oh my god.
It's like saying the Holocaust never happened or that AIDS is not caused by HIV.
It's yeah. Well, I'll say this as my final thoughts, but keep going.
So you know, at this point, I'm just gonna try to convert my friends who are Naruhina fans to be NaruSaku fans. You see this? You see this? It's called development. You see this? You see this? It's called how many Naruhina moments I can count on one hand.
I find it funny when they show me that.
Two times. That's how many I can count on one hand.
You remember that somebody brought a picture of like one of the moments, and you don't need to scroll down. All you can just do is look at it, and there you go. You got every moment in one page. It's not like we had to scroll down, like we had to deal with the Slextrem forum thread with the whole moments for NaruSaku, which we had to take a long loading time in order to. Yeah, but Naruhina, it actually loads pretty quick.
Even if you get rid of half of it, it's still pretty big.
Yeah.
We'll put it that way. You could even erase like half of the development saying it was just meh, and you still have a lot of development to base everything off of, so.
Yes.
Well, I believe we have reached the end of our show. We kind of talked a lot in this one.
We argue a lot.
No more questions about why Naruhina does what they do, because we don't have a fucking clue. They just do things. They're a dog chasing cars. They don't know what they'll do with it when they caught one.
So, final thoughts. Well, I don't mind that people like started pairing, so long they don't need to change the facts. It's like changing history. You can't really do that. I mean, you can change history if you discover something new, but you can't really change. You can't alter the entire history. You can't say like, well, Pearl Harbor attack didn't happen on December, that time. It happened in January. You can't really say that it happened when it really did happen. It's like that. Well, basically, you can't change the facts, and because you can't change the fact, and if the facts is not going your way, you gotta accept this still. And it's not like you gotta be NaruSaku's fan because the story is going NaruSaku. I'll be a fan for it. You don't need to be like that. You just have to accept it and just move on, and do fanfic and whatnot. That's okay for me. Just don't try to change history or fact, and I'll be cool with that.
Yeah. Search your feelings, yeah, papa. Steve?
I feel you have outlived your usefulness moment coming up. Seriously, if he... seriously, he's on the verge of...
losing?
Yeah.
I seriously think he's gonna say we surrender. We surrender! Because I really don't know how he's gonna move forward. I really don't. I really don't understand his character anymore. Unless he's like Jigsaw guy from Saw. He just always get one step ahead, apparently.
Uh-huh. So James, what are your final you've already given your final thoughts, I think.
Well, my final thoughts for life: War Speed 4. Make it simple.